Hello and welcome back to That's Football. This is the quarter-final game of the World Cup in Russia. The winner of this game will play England in the semi-finals. I know, I can't believe it either. We can get into all that throughout the stream, but before the game kicks off as well. But yeah, I mean, it's Croatia, Russia. It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's a very, very interesting one. Croatia, they've looked very, very good at times, but also not so good at times as well. They've been quite inconsistent. Russia, I think they were the lowest ranked team coming into this tournament. They didn't have... Nobody gave them a chance. They did very, very well in the group stage, but did get beat by Uruguay in the final group game. But then obviously the big one against Spain. They defended for 120 minutes straight. They got it to 1-1. And, well, the rest is history. They are in the quarterfinals. I mean, get in the comments, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is well. The fuse actually went about 5 minutes ago, so all the electricity shut down. So if that happens, no more stream. But let's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But I hope everyone is doing well. I certainly am. It's not coming home. Well, we can get into all the coming home. Is it not coming home? Is it coming home? We can get into that in just a second. But let's start off with Croatia, Russia. Immediately, let's just jump straight into it. What do you think is going to happen today? I want to know your predictions. Who are your danger men to look out for? And who do you think is going to win today? I want to know what you guys think. So get in the comments. I will be reading out your comments and answering your questions and asking you guys questions as well. So get involved and... well, I'm excited. So whilst you guys get in the comments, let me just quickly pull up the team news. 1 second, please. Thanking you. Right, so the team news. Russia. It's Akinfeev, Ingo, Fernandez, Kutupov, Ignashov, Krydizhov, Kuzyov, Zoblin, Semedov, Golovin, Cheryshev, and Zuba. Now, the interesting thing about that is in the last game, I think Cheryshev started... In the last game against Spain, Cheryshev started on the bench because they went with more of a defensive lineup. But in this game, Cheryshev and Golovin both start. You know, you can clearly see where the manager's head is at. He wants to attack. He wants it to be more of an open game than the one against Spain. And I'm just interested. I mean, get in the comments. I'm interested to see whether Russia really go for it or maintain that defensive style of play that they did have against Spain. What do you guys think? Do you think they'll go for it or do you think they'll defend for their lives again? I think they will... I think they're going to be quite defensive, but they will go out for a little bit more than against Spain. Because against Spain, I think they had like 20% possession or something like that. It was ridiculous, wasn't it? But for Croatia, now Croatia, they have been one of my tips since the start of the World Cup to do well. I actually said it in the Euros. I said, keep your eye out for Croatia. I think they've got some fantastic players. They didn't do that great in the Euros, but they've done pretty well in this World Cup so far. As I said, quite inconsistent though, but on their day, they can be a very, very good team. So their lineup is Subasic in goal, Strinic at left back, Vida, Lovren and Vizhako at right back, Rakitic and Modric, Perisic, Rebic, Kramaric and Mandzukic. Now, the interesting with this, there's no that there is just a formation change. Usually, I think usually they play Brozovic just in front of the back four, but now they've gone with a midfield two and played Kramaric in behind Mandzukic. Why that is, I don't know. Maybe to give Mandzukic a little bit more support. I think Mandzukic is one of Croatia's biggest weak points, to be honest with you. Very, very much like Serbia with Mitrovic. If Croatia Croatia had a really clinical striker with some proper pace, I think you'd see a far superior Croatia. Once the ball goes into Mandzukic, he struggles to play it. He's not very fast, he's not very dynamic, and he's not that clinical either. So I think he's their weak point. So Kramaric supporting him might benefit him in terms of his performance. So we'll have to wait and see. Both substitute benches, nothing of real note in either, to be honest with you, so nothing to report there. But two good sides. I think for me, Croatia have got to edge it just slightly. For me, they've got the better team on paper. They are the better team, and I do expect them to go through. But I'm just not sure whether they will. As I said, they've been quite inconsistent this tournament, and this tournament has been the tournament of upsets, hasn't it? It's been a tournament of upsets, so it would not surprise me whatsoever if Russia came out and won today, because, as I said, it's the tournament of upsets. Anyway, how are you guys getting in the comments? How are you all doing? No, there's no lag, mate. People that are commenting lag are lying. I can see it myself. 4-1 Croatia. Well, I'm hoping for a fantastic game. I saw Andrew Rossi, before we actually went live, say, oh, bloody hell, I predict the banter in this chat's going to be better than the game. And I thought, oh, don't say that. Don't say that, Andy, because I really want a good game. I've had quite a few stinkers, although I have had some good games as well. But I just want a proper match, exciting end-to-end stuff. I want goals, I want action, I want excitement. I can't be arsed for another snore fest. 4-1 Croatia, that's my prediction. Wow, I mean, 2 people going 4-1 Croatia now. Come on, England. We'll get into it in just a second. Russia versus England. Russia versus England, so obviously you're going with a Russia win there. They're the underdogs. But that hasn't harmed any of the other teams in this tournament. As we've seen, England are a big underdog this tournament, and they're in the semi-finals. Sweden, Switzerland, all these teams going through. Being the underdog isn't necessarily a bad thing this tournament. I think Croatia will win the World Cup. I think whoever gets to the final from France and Belgium, that half of the tournament, will win the final. I don't think, obviously, the quality on this half of the tournament, so England, Russia and Croatia, is far weaker than Belgium, Brazil, France. So I think whoever goes through from Belgium and France will win the tournament. But I'm not going to repeat myself, but it has been the tournament of underdogs, isn't it? It's coming home. It's coming home. What do you guys think? Let's have a little scroll through the comments. So no, I think Russia has been very good in this tournament. They have exceeded expectations for me. As I said, Jordan, they were the lowest ranked team coming into this World Cup, and no one gave them a chance. And they've just, well, if you look at the teams they've played, right? Saudi Arabia, Egypt, lost against Uruguay, then they played Spain, which was obviously the big one. So they've had a few bad teams, but they've also beaten the likes of Spain. So clearly they can defend very, very well and nick a result that way. The final is a one-shot lottery, and the tournament has proven that the bad team can get far, e.g. England. Indeed, although more often than not, obviously the better team will win. That's how football works. But, someone could say, let's say it's England, France, right? I don't know, Matuidi could get a red card. Then they're down to 10 men. Then England are on top. Something can happen. Griezmann might pull his hammy. Mbappe might, do his groin or something like that, So anything can happen. As you say, it is a one-shot lottery, and therefore anything can happen. Is Mark joining us? Kunal, yes, Mark will be joining us. Don't worry about that. He will be joining us. He won't be on for the whole time. He's got to dip in and out. He's got sort of a few things to sort out. Kids to take care of, that sort of thing. But he will be dipping in and out, so don't worry about that. If you're big Mark Goldbridge fans, stay tuned. We will be getting him on. Good. We're almost coming up to kick-off now. About 6 minutes left until kick-off. Welcome back, Sana. Thanks, Vince Chapman. England are very capable of winning the World Cup. Now's the England chat. I mean, the teams are coming out now. Obviously, I've got a timer, so you can sync up with me. Pause your TV and sync up with me. I am a little bit behind you guys, so I'm just seeing the teams come out as we speak. But there you go. But in terms of England, the team for me today was poor. Like, the actual quality they showed on the pitch wasn't very good. They kept giving the ball away. It was boring. It was laboured. It was difficult to watch, if I'm honest with you. Yes, it's fantastic that they're through to a semi-finals. Yes, it's brilliant. It's been done like 3 times before that they got to a semi-final. So it's fantastic, and it is a results business at the moment. But regardless, they don't create enough for me, and that's shown in the fact that they've only scored 2 goals from open play. They don't create a lot of chances. Now that, against Sweden, you can get away with, because they're not going to come at you at the other end, and eventually you'll score because their quality in the defence isn't that great. But against, even a Croatia, or even further than that, a Brazil, a France or Belgium, you're not going to get away with that, because you're going to get, problems the other end. Not only that, but the opposition's defence is far superior as well. So if you don't, create anything, you're not going to score. And I know that's a Michael Owen line, but it's true. But it's coming home. Wrong, Sander. England dominated today. If Sterling scored, you could have won 4-0. England did dominate today, and yes, he had a few chances. I mean, he had 1 or 2. The other one was offside. So I think he had 1, so it would have been 3-0. But you're not actually realising that you played an absolutely dreadful Sweden team. Look, I'm not knocking England. I'm absolutely loving it, and I really hope they can beat Belgium or France in the final and Croatia or Russia in the semis. I'm really, really getting behind them. But what I'm saying is I'm still not getting carried away because I still don't believe we've had a test of the top level. I think Colombia was a decent test, but this Sweden team is absolutely dreadful. The Sweden team is absolutely dreadful. If you look at it against Sweden, the quality just isn't there. So yes, we're in the semi-finals, and it doesn't matter who you play to get there. But once England come up against a side better than Colombia and Sweden, I think then they might have some troubles. But I'm not knocking them. Don't get me wrong. I really want England to do well. I'm just still sceptical. I'm not getting carried away yet. Man Marcus says you negative. Get off the channel. I'm not negative. I'm bloody hoping it. I'm bloody hoping England could do well, and I'm hoping that England can get to the final, and then it's a one-shot lottery. But I'm just being realistic. If you look at the teams you played a Tunisian side, Panamanian side. You lost against the Belgium reserves. You play Colombia, which is probably the biggest test so far, and then Sweden. So if you get to the final, and all credit's there to you, and as I said, it's a one-shot lottery, and you can win. But I just don't know whether the quality is there. Everyone's talking about this England side being something fantastic, and yes, it does look like a team. It doesn't look like individuals as we've seen in previous years. Yes, there's a good buzz. Yes, they're connecting with the fans, but whether they've got the quality to equal the praise that they're getting, I'm not sure. But I really hope they do well. And then you go as well. Callum Christie says Colombia would have won if James played. That's not something you can not something you can put your finger on. It's not something that you can sort of confirm. But there's no doubt in saying that fully fit James Rodriguez would significantly strengthen Colombia. And yes, for me, England were the better team in that game, but it was very, very tight. It was very, very tight. And fit James Rodriguez in that game could tear, Kyle Walker, Harry Maguire, and John Stones apart. You just don't know. Russian girls are chanting their anthem. Croatia will win 3-1 versus Russia. I think Croatia will win today. In my prediction, I haven't said mine. I've asked you for yours. So if you haven't given yours yet, if you are just joining, then do get your prediction in the comments. But for me, 2-1 Croatia. Now, don't listen. If you're a betting person, don't listen to me, because all my predictions has been wrong. As a lot of people's predictions have been this tournament, to be fair. But I just see they've got a lot more quality on paper. They've been quite good this tournament. With the likes of Rakitic and Modric and Perisic and Mandzukic, Subasic in goal. They've got good players. Lovren at the back. They've got good players. And, Russia do have a few good players as well with Golovin and Cheryshev. But I just think overall, man for man, Croatia come up superior. But as I keep saying, that is not the way to judge these games, because I guess it's more of how your team unity is rather than how many good individual players you have. Now, of course, individual players can change a game, but we've seen a lot this tournament. A team unit does far better than a few good individuals. Hassan is coming home. Apparently, Ronaldo deal is off. His agent Mendes cancelled his flight to Italy. Apparently, where have you got that from then? You got to give me a source, and you got to give me something to slightly believe you're a bit credible, pal. Imagine Pogba winning the World Cup against England. All the English media and Souness will kill themselves. I'm not sure they'd go that far, PS4, to be honest, but yes, they'd have to eat a few of their words. Although if France won it, doesn't mean that Pogba played fantastically well, but I think he's done well this tournament so far, Pogba. I think he's done well. What the bloody hell has just happened there? Give me a sec. I just need to sort this out. There we go. Just need to sort that out, lads. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. My camera settings just went absolutely mad. Would you take Maguire at United? Talking about Maguire, you're about to kick off, by the way, lads, so I will have my timer ready. As always, I'm a little bit behind you guys, so pause your TV and sync up with my timer because I will be behind you guys. But talking about Maguire to United, yeah, he's done well for Leicester, and yes, he's doing fantastically well for England at the moment. But if United went out and got him, it would feel a bit like an impulsive post-World Cup type buy. It just would feel a bit like that. He has been good for Leicester, but he's not set the world alight, has he? So, yeah, I'd be a bit sceptical about that deal, to be honest. The new Manchester United kit got leaked. All the kits get leaked a good 6 months before they come out, don't they? Yeah, I saw that one for ages. We are about to kick off, lads. Got my timer ready, and we've kicked off. There we go. We're up and running. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. Of course, the winner of this game does play England in the semi-final. So, it's you may not be interested in it in a standalone sort of game, although you should be if you're a football fan because it's a quarter-final of the World Cup. But if you're just sort of interested in England and how they're going to get on, watch this game because it matters. It is who England will play in the semi-final. So, there you go. Why the bloody hell is that coming up now? Okay. It's good. What you guys saying in the comments then? Sorry about that, lads. Just had a few things. Shut this down. Right. Sander, you have improved as a host. Nice going. Thanks, Matt. Do appreciate it. I'm a bit subdued today. Not because I'm in a bad mood. Just had a heavy evening last night, so I'm a bit tired. But I'm up for it. I'm definitely up for it. I'm excited. I don't always need to be screaming my head off to sort of be a good host, as you say. So thank you for the support, pal. Maguire makes Jones look like a donkey. United fans. Oh, I'm not saying Jones is better than Maguire. I'm sure Maguire, if he went to United, probably would do a good job. All I'm saying is, I would be sceptical buying Maguire straight after the World Cup because we've seen impulsive buys post-World Cup. One, the price you pay for him is mad, and two, you can get a bit carried away. As Mark says, the quality at the World Cups isn't always the best. But Russia coming forward here, definitely showing a bit more freedom in their play. Cheryshev there with the shots, definitely looking to attack Croatia slightly more than they did against Spain, definitely. So I like those socks. I like those Russian socks. They obviously got the Russian flag colours on it. Looks nice. Can't your girl do a watch-along? Well, if she knew anything about football, then it'd probably be a wise idea. But she knows absolutely nothing, mate. So 2 questions in a row about her. Croatia taking play out of Colombia's book, taking down that Russian defender in the box. The Colombian game, they were so dirty, weren't they? So dirty. Crowd and the referee, that little headbutt, stomping the penalty spot to try and make the conditions worse for the penalty taker, Harry Kane. So dirty. It's all part of the game, but it's just not nice to see, is it? Thanks, Daniel, mate. Han says, I want Mark. Well, you're in luck, mate. You're in luck. If you want Mark, don't worry about it. We will be getting Mark involved in about, whenever he calls in. He's got a few things to do. So, whenever Mark calls in, he'll be on. So, he will be dipping in and out. So, if you're a Mark Goldbridge fan, don't you worry. He'll be joining. Callum, if England get to the World Cup final, Mark's not doing the watch along, mate. He can't. I'll do it. Obviously, I'd like to go out to an Irish bar over here and celebrate. Well, hopefully celebrate or watch it there. But for the channel, there has to be a World Cup final stream. We can't do all the games of the World Cup and then miss the biggest one of all. So if England get to the World Cup, it will be me. Unfortunately for a lot of you, but there you go. Mark has to do it. Well, there you go. Well, I'll tell him that, mate. I understand what he means. He just says it's too big occasion to. Okay, he's calling in. Let me just change this. Multi output. Okay. Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. You?
I'm well, mate. I'm well. 4 minutes into this game. I don't know how far you into it. You'll obviously be a little bit ahead of me, but I'm well.
4 minutes 36.
Okay, I'm 3 minutes 57. But there you go. I mean, team news reaction, first 5 minutes reaction. If you've been watching it, what do you reckon?
I've literally just turned it on because I've been a little bit busy after the England game, but literally just sat down and It looks like Russia are playing a little bit more expansive than they did against Spain, which is what we wanted. And I suppose all eyes are on Croatia, really, to see if they can bounce back from that poor performance against Denmark.
Yeah, well, Croatia, I think, if they have one of their good days, they'll be alright, because they have, on their day, been very, very good. But that's the issue. It's not always their day. They've been quite inconsistent. So, as you say, it's all up to Croatia. But yes, as you say, Russia are going to be playing a little bit more expansive today. They're starting Cheryshev and Golovin on the same pitch, which we didn't see against Spain. So that's something to look out for. But we have kicked off. What's your predictions? You can give it to us now. How do you think this game's going to go?
I think I'm going to go 2-0 again, like with England and Sweden as well. I think that 2-0 is probably more realistic in this game, but we will see. We will see.
Yeah, I think I went with 2-1. I think Russia. I do think they'll get a goal, but I do think Croatia will come out on top, and that would be Croatia-England in the semi-finals. You've had a little bit of time now to reflect on that England result. Well, what are your thoughts then? What are your sort of delayed thoughts?
World Cup semi-final, baby. That's what my thoughts are. It's a good chance for Croatia there. It's a massive achievement for England to do that with the squad that they've got, and that to me is, it means a hell of a lot, because I was one of those people who was quite critical. I didn't see how England could do this. So the squad, the players, and most importantly Southgate deserve a lot of credit, because you can only do what's in front of you, and they've done that absolutely fantastic. And I know there's a lot of people out there going on about easy sides of the draw and that, but I don't buy into that. Me and Marcus were on about that earlier. I don't buy into that at all. The reality is Germany went out in the group stages. If it was all about easy sides of the draw, then Germany would still be in the tournament. Spain would still be in the tournament. It's anybody's World Cup, and I challenge anybody to say that there's a team in this tournament so far that deserves to win it. I mean, France have been indecisive. Belgium haven't played a full 90 minutes yet. Well, as we were saying this afternoon, this is the tournament where if you hang about long enough, you can potentially win it. So that to me is good from England. And today was their most convincing game as well, which is massively encouraging, because I suppose beating Tunisia and Panama, they're not the best teams, but quarter-final, their most recent game, very, very convincing.
I agree with you. And you can only beat what's in front of you. And as you say, Germany did go out in the group stages. So if it was all about sides of the draw, as you say, then they'd be through. But I don't actually think England's performance today was that great, to be honest with you. I think they lacked quality when it went forward. There were so many times when just put a ball into the box. You got 4 men queuing in the box, put a ball in, or slip him in, and they'd always go sideways or backwards. I think, they lost the ball quite a few times, Dele Alli being one of the main culprits of that. So I don't actually think the performance was so fantastic today. But as you say, you can only beat what's in front of you. They've done that, and fair play to them. Semi-finals, Croatia or Russia. I think it'll be Croatia. We'll have to wait and see. And then, anything can happen. So, yeah, fair play to them. And as you said, the players of Southgate deserve a lot of credit.
The reality is that they played a very good Sweden team, and they are a good Sweden team in relation to international football. I think if Sweden were in the other side of the draw, it wouldn't be a formality that Belgium or France or Brazil would beat them, because they're well organised. And they didn't play particularly well, England, today. But what they did do is what I've seen teams like Germany and Spain do for years, and they go on to win tournaments where they're not great every round, but they'll play a Sweden in a knockout stage and they'll beat them 2-0. And I think that surprised me about England tonight, was that efficiency when, there was aspects of their game that weren't brilliant, but both goals they scored were deserved. And over the 90 minutes, they deserved to win it 2-0. So it was almost like a third or fourth gear performance from them, which is pretty good from an England team. Don't normally.
I think Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. I don't know whether that was me or you, but well, on this game, first sort of 9-10 minutes, it's been quite an open game, hasn't it? I don't know how much you're sort of keeping an eye on it, but it's been quite an open game. Russia getting forward, as are Croatia. Croatia had 1 or 2 half chances, but it's been an entertaining first 10 minutes. That's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely seeing more of Russia than we did against Spain, where they're actually having a go at the game. So that is really important, because we don't want to be in a situation like we were in the other game with Russia, where they were just very, very defensive. So they're having a go, which is important. But Croatia probably a little bit more on top corner here. I wonder if we'll see a better Croatia, because I thought against Denmark they were a little bit disappointing. I mean, from an England perspective, obviously everyone's going to ask the question, who would you prefer in a semi-final? I don't think it's as clear-cut as saying Russia, because Russia will be, they are the host nation, which brings its own challenges, and Croatia are a decent team. It's difficult to say. I think England-Croatia is on paper quite an equal game. Don't think you could say Croatia are going to batter England or England are going to batter Croatia. I think it'd be very, very equal. From Russia point of view, Russia would be a tough opposition simply because they're the host. I don't know. I'm just happy to be in a World Cup semi-final, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's sort of. I think Russia and Croatia as propositions for England are probably equal. Now, I think Croatia equally difficult is what I mean. Croatia probably are the better team, but Russia, they are the home nation, as you say, and that does play a massive part in it. They'll have their support, the full at home, because they quite literally are at home. So I think both of them will be fairly even propositions. But as you say, mate, I'm happy that England in a semi-final, and long may it continue.
Yeah, I mean, Croatia are pushing more in this game, to be honest, in the first 10 minutes. And Russia weren't very fancied in this tournament anyway, to be honest. For them to get to the quarterfinals is a pretty bloody big achievement. Yeah. So Croatia will be the...
Hello. It keeps cutting out. Is that your end? I've got no lag this end, so I don't know whether that's... I don't know.
It's probably just me, because I am babysitting tonight, so I'm just trying to cut down some of the back noise as well.
Okay, mate.
Not literally babysitting. He's in the next room with somebody else, but he is making quite a lot of noise, so I might have to dip in and out at times if he gets a little bit loud.
Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. It's just good to have you on. But what was I gonna say? I can't remember now. I've bloody forgotten. Anyway,
I'm just going to pop off Xander for a few minutes. I'll be back in a minute.
No worries, mate. No worries. That's what we're going to have. Mark coming in and out because he's got child to take care of. So there you go. It's good to get him on. I'll be back on in a minute. But Change Life says, so who does France or Belgium go up against from whoever wins that match? Since England are facing either Croatia or Russia. Well, France, Belgium play England versus whoever wins England versus Russia or whoever wins this game. So there you go. Is the Russian coach Vincente Del Bosque twin? No, he's not. Thanks for contribution, Bio 2. It says Fellaini hoofball winner in final. Thoughts? I was thinking about it last night actually, and I just don't want him. I just very, very much dislike him. Very, very much dislike him. But thanks for contribution, mate, and could happen. You know what? Belgium actually surprised me yesterday. I obviously, if you guys don't know, when we did the preview, tipped Brazil to win it. And Belgium just shocked me yesterday with how good they were. I think they ran the game, yes, in the last 25, 30 minutes. Brazil did come into it and they were robbed of a few decisions, but Belgium were fantastic. I mean, that De Bruyne goal was something else, wasn't it? That De Bruyne goal was something else. Don't worry about it, mate. But Russia are coming forward here. Russia have been quite decent, you know. It's been a very, very, very even game. Neither side's really been on top. Very end-to-end, very fast-paced. And Andrew Rossi said that we're going to get a bit of a stinker, but it's not been a stinker at all. Coming up to 14 minutes into the game, it's been a very, very good one. I'm pleasantly surprised. If England make the final, anything can happen on the day. Yes. Is Mark coming on tonight? Yes, he was on just a minute ago, mate, but he's got to take care of a few things, so he will be back on whenever he can. So, yeah, there you go. Got a free kick here, Croatia. It's a good opportunity to put a ball into the box. What are they like from set pieces, Croatia? Are they decent? Let's have a look at their team. Lovren will be decent. Vida will be decent. Mandzukic will be decent. So they've got a few tall men. I don't know what Russia are like in the air. I presume they're not that great, but I don't know. Croatia have got a few tall men, so it's an opportunity for Croatia to cause some problems, definitely. They got height, yeah. Ball into the box. I don't know what that was. Whether he was trying to put it back into the box or shoot, or he absolutely smashed it. But Croatia still got the ball. Guys, I know I'm a little bit behind you guys. I'm aware. I'm 14 minutes 35 seconds into the game, as you can see on the screen. So just pause your TV and sync up with me. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm a bit behind you guys. I apologise. But just pause your TV, as I said, sync up with my timer and get involved that way. Of course, as well, we're live here with every single World Cup games. We've done the majority now. How many more left? About, what's it? Four games left, I think, including the third, fourth place playoff. So, yeah, unbelievable stuff. It's flown by. But, do get involved. Do get subscribing. We don't finish with the World Cup. We will start to go slightly more transfer-based. And then, obviously, into the Premier League season. And when the other leagues start, we'll be covering them as well. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing 2 or 3 watch-alongs, I reckon, a week. Plus then the midweek watch-alongs with Champions League, Europa Leagues as well. But also I want to start doing some Skype shows because we're starting to build up a properly diverse audience in terms of who they support. So Skype shows, debate shows, everything like that. So get involved, get subscribing. They've got a free kick here. Rakitic standing over the ball on the left-hand side. It's a good position. It might be a bit too close, but I think it'll be all right. Just get it up and over the wall, stick it into the bottom left-hand corner. Or top left. Steps up, takes it, over the bar. Over the bar. Get well soon, Anvesh. There you go. I hope that's made your day, but get well soon, man. I don't know what's up, but I hope you're well. And I hope everything goes well for you. Why do every time Liverpool fans have a problem, they instantly go to a petition? It's not funny, alright? It's not funny. He got concussed, alright? It's a serious matter. Can we get it replayed though, lads? Please. Both teams seems like to have equal ball possession. Yeah, equal ball possession, equal amount of chances. I think Croatia in the first 10 minutes had a few more than Russia did, but Russia have grown into it. They've grown into it. They've had a few chances themselves, getting forward quite a bit, and we're definitely seeing a far more expansive Russia, far more expansive Russia than we did against Spain. But they're coming forward here. They've been playing well. I wasn't, as I said, Russia are the lowest ranked team coming into this tournament, and they've done all right. They've really, really done all right, Russia. Fair play to them. They don't look like the lowest ranked team coming into it. They look like all right, Croatia might look a little bit better, but Russia look very decent. Which final would you rather have, people? France versus England, Belgium versus England, or another one? I'd rather have Belgium versus England. I think that'd be absolute cracker. And I think it's obviously, as well, more likely for England to... Actually, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. France and Belgium are both very, very good sides, so both games are going to be very, very difficult for England to win. I'd just like to see Belgium and England go, play each other in the final. Croatia giving too much respect to Croatia. I don't know which... I was going to replace Croatia with Russia, but they're both Croatia, so I don't know whether Russia giving too much respect to Croatia or Croatia giving too much respect to Russia. No, I don't think anyone's giving each other too much respect, to be honest with you, mate. Whatever your comment was intended to be, I disagree with it. I think both teams are going for it. They're not showing the others that much respect. Then it's not cagey at all. It's been end-to-end exciting stuff, so there you go. Do you support? That's a good question. Do you support the Netherlands or England when both play at a tournament? When both are in a tournament, I support Holland. And then when they go out, I've got England. But it's usually the other way around. It's usually I support Holland and then England go out before them. But obviously Holland didn't qualify for the World Cup, so supporting England. And it's not like I don't know why people are trying to portray it to be as I'm sort of some sort of fake fan and I'm sort of supporting loads of different teams. Mate, I was born in England, lived there for 16 years of my life. But both my parents are Dutch and I got a Dutch passport, so I grew with my parents being really passionate about the Dutch national team. But then obviously my mates at school and I feel part English myself, therefore I'm passionate about the English team as well. So It's not like I support, Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Liverpool. It's not like that. Okay, Anvesh. Well, I hope things turn for the better, mate. Knocking it about now, Croatia. 20 minutes into it, knocking it about. Russia. See, this is the thing as well, but you've got to think about Russia. Yes, they're going to go forward and, hopefully they can get a goal or two, but when they need to, it's proven that they can sit back and hold out a clean sheet or near enough that. So you've got to have some sort of reassurance in that Russian defence, because it's proven what it can do. Not only against a weaker team, against a fantastic Spanish side. So, but wow, I mean I can't. Wow. Someone's had too many Big Macs. Son, are you excited for Rashford versus Mbappe in the final? Well, Rashford won't start if England get to the final, but imagine Mbappe scores, Harry Kane scores, and then Rashford comes on and just puts France in their place and wins. Oh, if Rashford won the game, I would. If you guys think you've seen scenes on this channel before in regards to me and Mark celebrating, mate, you have not seen anything yet. You have not seen anything yet. Thanks for joining us, Straight Alpha. Thanks, mate. I feel like Russia only beat Spain because of Spain's play style. Yeah, I think Spain, the fact that they weren't very direct in their play did have something, did obviously help Russia, but I feel you've got to give Russia credit where credit's due, and they defended for 120 minutes very, very well. A lapse of concentration in that game, and you go 2-1 down, so yeah, I think I agree with you to an extent. I think Spain weren't great, and they were poor not to be able to break Russia down, but still Russia did well to defend for 120 minutes.
I'm back.
Can hear, mate. It's good. It's 21 minutes. Are you stressed?
No. I've just put Seb to bed, so he's gone down all right. But
okay, that's good.
It's been a funny day. It's been a really funny day. I know we'll have a few England fans, and I'm sure some England fans aren't joining us because they're just taking it on to the next level, which is great.
And they're like passed
out.
It's been
a funny day.
And they're passed out drunk.
Yeah, it's been a funny day because I predicted 2-0. I did a tweet this morning and I said I'm just very confident England are going to win. Got total respect for Sweden, but I think England are going to win 2-0, and it went exactly how I planned. Well, not how I thought it would go. And the Colombia game was obviously epic because it was fantastic, but because it was dramatic. But actually, I think we, as England fans, we're starting to realise now what it's all about being a winner. Because, I think about over the years, we went out in the last 16 to Argentina in '98, and it was like, we were so unlucky. But we've not experienced that next stage. So we went out, we beat Colombia. They've gone out. They're moaning about the referee. They're out. And our next game, we've just won 2-0 routine. And that's what being a winner's all about, isn't it? It's getting through the rounds. And yeah, the last 16 game was more exciting, but actually this was more important because this has got us into the semi-final. Even though it wasn't as exciting or dramatic, that's actually what winning's all about. So I think England fans today are very happy, but we're also in this sort of new era where it's like we're doing things that we've never really done in the past. And
I mean, whatever happens with England now, whatever happens, it's been a fantastic tournament. I mean, if they get beat by, let's say, Croatia in the next game, you can have no complaints, can we? We can't have no complaints because it's been a fantastic tournament. I mean, we were all like, yeah, quarterfinals, that would be good, wouldn't it? Quarterfinals would be good, we'll take that. Round of 16 would be a bit, be poor, but let's get quarterfinals. But to get to the semi-finals...
Well, Wesley's just said in the comments there, England are better than these two, and yeah, maybe they are. But, we do get the people who want England to lose because they dislike England, I understand that as well. And they're like, I can't wait for you to go home and stuff like this. But I don't think people get it. If England lose in this, I said to my mate who's Irish, he was my best man at my wedding, and he's Irish, and he's like, he doesn't support England. And I said, to be honest with you, a big part of me would rather lose the semi-final than the final because I've lost the semi-final before, and you sort of go out as as long as it's like close, you go out as a sort of nearly has been. Who knows what could have happened like in '90. But losing a final, I can imagine that's just. I mean, we'd have to bring the Liverpool fans in here, but losing a massive final, basically would be something I've never experienced before. But obviously, I want us to get to the final. But someone's got to lose in a final, and I think England would be the underdog against Belgium, France anyway. So,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, if we go out in the semi-final, I'm sure everyone who doesn't like England will be like, ha ha, and all that. But worst World Cup squad I've ever seen, lowest expectations I've ever had, and the second best World Cup I've ever witnessed.
But also, something I've got to say, individually, I agree with you, one of the worst World Cup squads we've ever seen. But as a team unit, what Southgate's done for the team, it's one of the best, isn't it? Because previously with England, it's been about star players, but all individuals, or all in little cliques of sort of Chelsea players and United players and Arsenal players and that sort of thing. Whereas now it's just they put all that aside and it's a team, and it's just fantastic to see what Gareth Southgate's done to galvanise this squad and make them feel like a proper team and like they're all together working towards a common goal. And I don't think we've had that with England.
No, and the system that they're playing is helps a lot. Like you say, the team unity helps a lot. But I mean, I was thinking about this after the game. I went out and sat out in the garden and just had another beer, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know what? They've emulated what Italia '90 did, and Italia '90 for me was the pinnacle of international football, and I loved international football for a long time. And I was sat there in the garden, I was thinking, they've emulated that. So where does this England team rank compared to the Italia '90 team? Because they're both going to be World Cup semi-finalists. In fact, this team can either equal it or better it. So where do they rank? And I'm like, it's weird because this has been a great World Cup, but actually no team has produced anything like scary, consistent, brilliant form. And the Germany team in Italia '90 was just ridiculous. Bremer, Klinsmann, Mateus was a fantastic team. And England went toe-to-toe with them in that semi-final and they lost on penalties. And they were heroic in what they did. And they had Gascoigne, Waddle, Lineker.
Beardsley.
Des Walker was probably the best centre-back in the world at that time. Shilton in goal. Stuart Pearce was very good. Terry Butcher. I mean, Robson unfortunately went home, but it was a fantastic team, and it had Gascoigne was lighting up the tournament. I look at this England team and I think there are some good performances, but it doesn't compare to that Italia '90 team. It's really weird, really weird. But I don't think the World Cup compares to that. I think it's probably a better World Cup, but I don't think we've got the teams that we had in Italia '90. There's not so many great teams as there was in Italia '90, which in one way has given us a great World Cup, but in another way we haven't got those standout teams. It's a weird one. It's a really weird one because England can only do what they can do, but they don't compare talent-wise to anything like the Italia '90 team. We haven't got that breakout star. I think we could have done, but Southgate's chosen to stick with the status quo. I mean, I personally think the time was probably 2 games ago for Sterling to come out of the team, and I would have put Rashford in.
I
know he scored today, Dele Alli, but I also think Loftus-Cheek probably gives the team a little bit more. But you can't criticise it. But it's a weird situation if you remember Italia '90 to sort of try and compare the two, because that Italia '90 team had already given us way more excitement and ability. But you can't knock this team. It's doing really, really well.
Yeah, well, so we're talking about, by the way, guys, updating you guys on this game. 28, well, you'll be 28 and a half minutes into it. Croatia with a decent chance there, but I think they all started to dominate. They are starting to grow into the game now, Croatia. I think they're on something like 65% possession now, so Russia just need to hold in there and defend and get it to half-time at 0-0, and then anything can happen in the second half. But, on Sterling and Rashford...
Well, George Kyle just says Sterling should have been dropped years ago. Zero-end product.
But then
a lot of people felt he did well today, but his final ball is atrocious, really.
I agree with you. I think I was so frustrated with Sterling today, and as you say, his final ball isn't very good at all, and he misses chances. But saying that, Rashford to come in. I'd love Rashford to come in and play ahead of Sterling. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but would Rashford do a lot better with those chances? We've seen his end product and his finishing in front of goal hasn't been very good either. So
yeah, it's true.
Even though we say, bring Rashford, Sterling's rubbish, Rashford I think would make the same mistakes.
Yeah, but I think the thing that's frustrating about Sterling is he's not really the missing chances that he's missing. It's more the delay with the ball. I mean, there
Yeah,
was
that's true.
opportunities today where he could have passed the ball a little bit quicker. And I think he's not the only one who was guilty of that. I mean, Jesse Lingard, that cross for the second goal, doesn't take a touch, just whips it in. And we had a few opportunities with Kyle Walker where he didn't do that. So it's there's nothing wrong with this England team, but also I don't know. There's something about it that's just like, I think it's the World Cup in general. There's no team. I said this last night. It's nothing to do with England. It's not England's fault. England have been fantastic and Southgate's done really good. But there's no team in this World Cup, as exciting as it's been. Maybe it's been exciting because there isn't a team or a couple of teams that are just smack in form, play as a team, and are really hot favourites. There isn't one. I mean, even 4 years ago, we had Germany that were just head and shoulders above everybody else. But this World Cup, we know we've got England, we know we've got France, we know we've got Belgium. We've got a goal. My God, Cheryshev has just made it 1-0. Well, he's just silenced us because he sort of just rolled up to it and hit it. And I thought, watch it, Xander. Just watch it. It's like, is that 5 for him for the tournament or is it 4? But I tell you what, that's put a cat amongst the pigeons. What a hit!
Get in. I mean, now it's game on, isn't it? I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I mean that's absolutely fantastic. I don't know who to say who scored because I've got the old man sitting here, so he'll have to wait and see for himself. But I'll say it. Russia gone up 1-0. That's really opened the game up, and now Croatia, they're gonna have it. As time goes on, they're gonna want to have to come out more and more. And what a goal that was, man!
I know,
mate. He scored some crackers this tournament then so far, isn't he? And we saw the game against Saudi Arabia, the first game, he hit it with his outside of his boot. Fantastic goal, and this one must be up there as well. Fantastic goal there by Cheryshev, and Russia go up 1-0. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It is. I mean, 1-0 Russia, and Croatia again, yeah, they've been slightly on top, but they've got to do a little bit, well, they've got to do a lot better now because they're 1-0 down, but you can't. This is a guy they put on the bench a lot as well. You can't knock it. I mean, he scored some cracking goals in this tournament. And we talk about teams and form and everything like that. But in fairness to Cheryshev, every time I've seen him, he's producing moments like that I was just about to say before I sort of got sat down a little bit there. We haven't seen consistent brilliance in this tournament from anybody. But every time we see Cheryshev, he just seems to produce top goals, whether it was on the opening day or in a World Cup quarter-final. It was a lovely finish, and it was just lovely, absolutely lovely,
absolutely brilliant. I've looked up Cheryshev. He's actually Spanish-Russian, so he's clearly not good enough.
He was at Real Madrid, wasn't he?
No, well, I don't know where he is, but I don't know. He's at Villarreal now.
He was at.
He's at Villarreal now. He's 27 years of age.
He's a bit older than I thought then.
Yeah, I mean it's unbelievable. As you say, we haven't had a standout player, but he's going to be one of them up there because he's pulled out some fantastic performances despite often starting on the bench. So you can't knock his resilience either.
No. It's a cracking goal,
mate. That is. Wait, do you want to describe it for the people that aren't watching?
Well, he just sort of strolls up to it 30 yards out. There's a bit of a tackle going on in him. Strolls up to it 30 yards out on his left foot and just curls it in the top corner, and the keeper's got no chance. It's
he's rooted to the ground. The keeper.
Yes, it's just a lovely finish,
mate. That's at the top draw. He's surely. I reckon he might get. Well, to be fair, I reckon Villarreal's probably his level, but you've got to be looking at him, not for United, obviously, but. Other lower level Premier League teams, like maybe Arsenal, you've got to look at him. He's decent.
Well, cat amongst the pigeons, as I said. Half an hour gone, 1-0 to Russia. Croatia are going to have to step it up a bit. But it just shows, I mean, as an England fan, you're like, well, of course there's a chance to get to a World Cup final. My only fear with England, and I've heard a few people say it, and I sort of do agree with it, is that are England going to do a Liverpool and just sort of get their way to a final and then play the inverted commas big team, either France or Belgium, and be a bit like Liverpool, Real Madrid? It's just a step too far. So you get all the way to the final, you get your hopes up, and then you play a team, and actually it's like, oh yeah, we really did have a bit of an easier side of the draw.
I think so, mate. I honestly think that's the way it's going to go if England get to the final. But
because look at Real Madrid, they beat PSG, Juventus.
Yeah, I've compared it to that so many
Liverpool,
times.
Whereas Liverpool beat Porto, Roma, and Man City. It was a good game, but
But we've already seen with not to go too far off topic, but we've already seen Man City and Liverpool. Pep Guardiola's style of play suits Liverpool down to the ground, because Pep Guardiola is going to come out against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool side, and that suits them so well. They can counter-attack you and exploit the spaces. So anyway. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We're 1-0 up, 34 minutes into the game, 10 minutes until half-time, plus stoppage time, but it's been a fantastic game. I'll be honest, it has been an absolutely fantastic game. It's been chances for either team, it's been played at a high tempo, and now we've got an opening goal. I certainly wasn't expecting it, as I don't think many of you in the comments were either, so there you go. Croatia getting their real ends kicked. This Salah might have had something to do with the result. Croatia having another average game. Yeah, I mean, Croatia started the tournament fantastically. In that game against Argentina, we were all thinking, well, I was thinking, have we now got our team? Have we now got the team that's just going to go on from strength to strength and just batter teams? But they've been very, very inconsistent, and today just doesn't seem like their day. But hopefully they can go into half time, come out in the second half, revitalised and with newfound confidence. But they haven't looked fantastic.
Joy Deep says don't underestimate the hosts, and yeah, I mean that can happen and has happened. Was it 2002? I think South Korea got to the semi-finals, and of course, yeah, the hosts tend to do quite well when they are the hosts, because you're galvanised by the home crowd, and it's like a home game for Russia. This, isn't it, against Croatia? And I mean, England are playing in the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. If they played Russia, it would be like a home game.
Yeah, and it's probably quite intimidating for the other teams, isn't it? It's obviously, it helps a lot for the home side in terms of support. You're used to the surroundings, that sort of thing. But in terms of the other countries, they're in a new country. They're going to be, wherever they're coming from, a little bit jet lagged. Although they would have probably settled into that now. But yeah, they're just not at home, are they? So.
Well, Cornell says if Russia wins, then it's be a disaster for England, because crowd will be back Russia around 50,000 in the semis. Any thoughts? And Young Lord says England fans celebrating, but Croatia will win. I'm quite indifferent to this. I think obviously on paper you'd probably prefer Russia, but again, as somebody just said there, I mean, they're going to have such a massive support, and being the hosts, you just never know. I mean, I'm not really fussed who England play. They're in the semi-final. I mean, I wasn't thinking about that this morning. I just wanted us to be in the semi-final. So whoever we play, we play.
And what has on paper told us this tournament, right? I mean, so many teams on paper have been better than the opposition, but that hasn't done anyone any favours. So as you say, I'm with you, mate. I'm indifferent as to who England get. Russia and Croatia, they're both going to be difficult propositions.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? That's what I was going to say. Russia, now they've got the goal, and I doubt they're going to sit back and try and grind a 1-0 out. But if that's what they wanted to do, we've seen that they can do that very, very successfully against a good Spanish team. So if they did want to sit back now and defend their 1-0 with all their lives for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, then there's something they've got in their locker, isn't it?
Paul Gibson says, are Russia doing this legit, or did Putin fix it? Well, from Russia's point of view, Spain can only blame themselves. I mean, you live in Spain, Xander, and you'll have seen the fallout firsthand. And we watched that game. We know that Spain should have won it. They adhered to their tiki-taka side-to-side football when they should have gone for it. And I think they always thought that was going to be enough. Penalty shootout, it's not. But this is a different Russia. I think they're like, we're playing Spain, and we're playing Croatia. We don't need to be so defensive. Let's have a little bit of a go. But here is Croatia into the box. Mandzukic. And then goal. 1-1.
There you go.
Kramaric.
Wait, is Kramaric... Hang on, let me check something. Is Kramaric the... Okay, brilliant. This is fantastic that we can talk about this now, Mark. They've changed the formation. Croatia today, usually what they do is they play Brozovic, Rakitic and Modric, and Brozovic sit in front of the back four, I think. But today they're going with a midfield 2 and put Kramaric just in behind Mandzukic. Now I haven't seen the goal yet, but that's very, very good tactically, isn't it? He knows that he can cause a threat and support Mandzukic, who for me has been one of Croatia's weak points. So fair play to him, and 1-1.
It's a great goal, actually, from Mandzukic because, well, he doesn't score it, but he makes it. He sort of slips in down the left-hand side. They've got a bit of a 2v2, but he takes his time and he just crosses it perfectly onto Krameric's head, who heads it down low. And it's Russia shouldn't be getting themselves caught out like that. When they're 1-0 ahead and they're defending a lead, they shouldn't be leaving themselves in a 2v2. And by the time the cross comes in, there are Russians getting back. But it's a good goal, well-worked goal, as Gunshi said. And Croatia back in it, and
there's just no way, as you say, mate. There's no way Russia should be getting caught out like that when you're 1-0 up. I know it's only 39 minutes into the game, but there's no way you should be giving that much space to a team like Croatia. It's defensively very, very, very poor, and in terms of game management, it tells you a lot about the experience Russia have.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
What you guys said in the comments then, what's your reaction to that? I mean, Daniel Zilva says yes. Now, no, this is something we haven't done today. I was about to ask Denzel, are you Russian? Are you Croatian? Let me know. But where are you guys watching from? It's something Mark likes to do. And we'll carry on into these streams as well. Where are you guys watching from? I know we've got a very international audience. So get in the comments. Where are you guys watching from? Croatia will win this game comfortably. I don't think they'll win it comfortably, although I do think they'll win it. My prediction was 2-1 Croatia. But, yeah, I don't think they'll win it comfortably. I do think they'll win it, though. So,
Younglord's been saying that whole game, though, so...
Sweden, that's from Nonilto. Hazo, Scotland. USA from Diego. Hamburg, Angelo. Taiwan, Gunshi. California. Finland. England, Belgium, India, the Moon, Dr. Trolley, Wales, Bangladesh, Trinidad, Guyana, Alaska, Toronto, South Africa, Poland. It's great, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic to see. And I'm sure there's some seriously early hours in some of those countries, so fair play to you. People often talk about, if you don't go to the games, you're not a proper fan, which, by the way, is absolute bollocks. But... there are people who live half an hour away from the ground. It's easy enough for them to go to the games. Yes, they spend a bit of money on the tickets, but I actually think you're more of a fan if you live in somewhere like Australia and you've got to get up for 3 a.m. every single day to watch your team play. So, fantastic to see your guys' commitment to football, and brilliant to get you all involved. Yeah.
The Russians are looking a bit glum in the stadium at the moment, but it's not a dominant performance by Croatia by any means. No. They've been 1-0 ahead before. They can do it again. Not 1-0 because that would be weird, but they can certainly go ahead again. And cookie dough's in the pub. He might be feeling a bit of fatigue like me.
Mate. Like me. From yesterday evening, I'm still feeling it.
What was that? Just watching Belgium, Brazil?
Yeah, but then it carried on just because I was just like with my mates and I was just, do you want to watch it? Yeah, and then we went out. But then what they do is they do these monster matrixes. Now, they put in, it's just unbelievable. It's like Monster Energy drink with vodka, but they put in so much vodka in, but you don't notice it. So it's such a dangerous drink because you get so many down you because you don't notice it's alcoholic. So, yeah, it was a good evening.
Sounds like the Red Bull and vodka days of my youth.
Yeah, that's my drink of choice, but they don't do Red Bull vodka there.
Well, we're 2 minutes away from half time. It's been quite a quick half, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Andrew Rossi before we went live was in the comments saying that I reckon the banter in the comments is going to be far better than the actual game, and I was like, oh, don't say that, Andy. We don't want another snore fest. But it's been a high tempoed match, isn't it? Very even. Although Croatia have had a bit more of the ball, 65% possession they've had. But Russia have had chances, as have Croatia. So it's been an interesting first half. I got home last night, right, and I wasn't cohesive. So it was like 2:30 a.m. I knock on my dad's door, open him up, he's sleeping. I went, Dad. I went, Yeah, what? I went, Dad. I went, what? I went, just want to let you know that football's coming home, mate. Like that.
I bet he was overjoyed with that because he's
No,
not English, is he?
Nah, he's alright. He was alright with it.
I don't think many people understand that all this coming home stuff from English fans is really tongue in cheek. Nobody really thinks we're going to win it. They're just enjoying the ride. I'm sure some people think we can win it, and I think we can win it. But it's not like I look around and I see stuff on Twitter from people who are clearly not from England, and they're like, I can't wait for them to get knocked out. The arrogant sides.
Yeah.
It's just people enjoying it. I mean, obviously you've got to believe they can win it because otherwise there's no point. But it's not like, we're Germany and we think we're definitely going to win it. It's just enjoyable while it's going. And
it's not arrogant at all. I don't think anyone, well, some people, Marcus, but will say that, of course we can win it, anything can happen. But just a lot of people, as you say, just enjoying the ride and enjoying the success and just going along with it.
The World Cup finishes on a week on Sunday.
That's mad, isn't it?
And whatever happens, England are going to be in it all the way up until 4 days before. I mean, obviously, if we lose the semi-final, we've still got to play that rubbish third and fourth playoff game. But, I don't count that as being in it. But, on Wednesday night, we'll still be in the World Cup. On Sunday night, it's over. So, I mean, I'll have some of that. The whole World Cup, England have pretty much been a part of it, which is something Germans can't say.
I mean, they're part of the last four. I mean, just looking when they were doing, I think BBC earlier were just obviously showing us the actual table and who England will play. And I was just looking at it, Belgium, France, England, and then one more team. I was just like, it's amazing that England are just part of the last four teams in the World Cup.
Yeah. Do wonders for their ranking.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that exact thing.
Whether that matters, I don't know.
But also, the thing is as well, this is the youngest team in the World Cup, England, the youngest team in the World Cup. And I know we shouldn't think, 2 years' time, 4 years' time, because things can change. Someone can break their leg, and I don't know, everything can go pear-shaped. But it is the youngest team in the World Cup. They will improve, no doubt about it. So even if they do just get the semi-finals this tournament, that's they can learn from that experience, and go into the Euros in 2 years' time, and grow and develop even more, and hopefully do even better.
And they've got some good players coming through.
Exactly.
Over the next 6 years, England have got some really good players coming through. And, people like Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Jesse Lingard, Maguire,
but then
Stones.
You look down.
They're not going anywhere. In the next 6 years, they're not going anywhere. So they'll become experienced, and then they'll invite the next lot in.
You look younger than that as well. Sort of your Phil Fodens, Angel Gomez, Leon Bailey. And then, because that they won the Under-21 World Cup, didn't they? So they've clearly got a decent team in the youth levels. So exciting stuff for the English.
Sessegnon.
Sessegnon.
Jadon Sancho, who's out in Dortmund. Angel Gomez at Manchester United. All that team that won the Under-17s, I think it was.
Under-17, sorry.
Such a great thing. Half-time anyway.
Yeah, we have half-time. I've stopped the timer. But, there you go. Initial reactions in the first half, Mark?
The Russia goal was good. It's much better to be 1-1 than 0-0, because 0-0 is always like, So it's good to be 1-1. Good goal from Russia individually. Great finish by Chechev. And then, to be fair, a decent equaliser by Croatia. I mean, I don't know. We both said it. I don't know why Russia got themselves into a position where it's a breakaway. And Mandzukic did all the hard work there. And obviously the Kramaric who put it in did well. But Mandzukic took his time on the break, picked out the cross, and it was a formality goal, really, from Croatia. So I just wonder about Croatia. They started this tournament really well, but who did they really beat? They beat a poor Argentinian side, and they were poor against Denmark. And again, they've not really taken hold of this opportunity. I wonder if we're going to see Croatia come back to form, or have they sort of hit their ceiling and they're going to struggle. But it's wide open with 45 minutes to go. This game could go the distance. I think this could be an extra time and penalties again.
I'm actually up for extra time penalties in this one, to be honest. I'd like that. I'd enjoy it, definitely. So long as the rest of the game is like the first half. It's not like the Spain-Russia game where you almost fell asleep on the other end of this Skype call, and we're all sort of like, just get to penalties already, because we're just getting bored. This has been an absolutely fantastic game, and if it went to extra time penalties, we'd get 120 minutes of absolute excitement. So, my first half reaction is, I think I do think Croatia have probably been the better team. I think the Russian goal was sort of something out of nothing. Brilliant bit of play by Cheryshev. But, they deserved it. I thought it was very, very poor from Russia, and as testament to maybe their lack of experience and lack of ability in terms of game management. The fact that they left their defence so exposed when they were 1-0 up and they didn't need to go gung-ho, I thought that was poor, and that was definitely something that you should try and improve on in the second half. But there you go, 1-1, exciting stuff, 2 good goals, exciting first half, and going into this second half, I mean, what do you see happening? Obviously, it can't be your 2-0 prediction. You still think Croatia are going to win, or?
I think it's going to go pretty much the same way. I think we'll see the same sort of game. I do feel that Croatia probably have I felt England had another gear in them today. I look at Croatia and I feel that they've got another gear in them. But I think that might be testament to Russia, because I always felt that Spain had another gear in them. And why aren't these teams going into those gears against Russia? So I think it's there for Croatia to go and do it. But maybe Croatia are also a little bit fearful as well in relation to Russia, who are going at it a little bit more. So I think it's going to be more of the same in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-2 and we go into extra time, which a lot of people in the live comments are saying.
Oh, we will. There we go. We've got my reactions and Mark's as well. I mean, what is your reaction at home in the comments? Get involved. Who do you... say 3-1 here. Raymond says 3-1. How do you think it's going to pan out? And give me your first half reaction. Love how the Welsh and Scots are so salty. There you go. That's from George Watts. Nobody realised how important home advantage is. I think a lot of people do, but it's a good point, Tyrone. It is very important, as you say. We've touched on it before, but home support, but also just being in your own country and being used to the surroundings, it plays so much into the host nation's favour. So
it's been end-to-end stuff, that game. I mean, I know it's not out of all the quarterfinals, it's probably the least glamorous, because you're going to get a lot of interest in England. You're going to get Brazil-Belgium, which was the highlight, and obviously France-Uruguay was an intriguing game. Croatia-Russia was never going to be the box office game, but actually in the first 45 minutes, it's certainly better than France-Uruguay. I'd argue it's better than England, and Belgium-Brazil was a good first half. That's probably the best of the lot, but it's been a good first half, and it's still in the bag. It's still open, isn't it? I mean, we could be Croatia 2-0 and saying this is over, so it's up in the bag. Open the bag. And as Salim says, if it goes to extra time, it's good for England.
Yes, yeah, because not only will they be playing, they're playing the same time, but obviously they'll be playing a little bit more time, won't they? Half an hour extra footy, which will no doubt fatigue them slightly more than if they just played the 90. So
I'll tell you what, I've just read a great tweet on Twitter. It's from Heshem Bilal, happy who I follow, and it really encompasses what I was talking about before that goal from Cheryshev, where he says, what a World Cup this is. May not be the highest quality, but definitely one of the most entertaining ever. Going to miss it when it's over. And I think that encapsulates it in a couple of sentences perfectly, because I was sort of struggling saying it's difficult because England are in a World Cup semi-final, which is massive. It's absolutely great news. And it's epic news, and it's historical because it doesn't happen very often. But does this compare to Italia 90 England? And no, it falls short, this England team, in numerous areas. But I think that what Hisham's saying there is the reason why. The quality is not as good as it is in the Premier League, and it's not as good as it has been in previous World Cups. But that has probably made it a really good tournament because it is wide open. And I'm not going to say that England are going to win this World Cup, but whoever wins it, whether it's France, Belgium, England, or Croatia or Russia now, whoever wins it, we'll definitely say at the end, well, they weren't dominant until at least the semi-finals, because we haven't seen the best of France, we haven't seen the best of Belgium, we haven't seen the best of England, and we haven't seen the best of Croatia or Russia. It's just been, they've hung around in this tournament long enough, and I think that's what you needed to do. To win this tournament, you needed to hang around in there, you needed to show some spirit, and all those teams have done that. France were behind to Argentina, they came back. Belgium were 2-0 down to Japan, they came back. Croatia thought they'd blown it when they missed that penalty at the end against Denmark. They won it on penalties. England, Colombia, could have gone either way. Russia went to penalties against Spain when their backs against the wall. And I think this is the tournament. It's been a great tournament in an exciting way. It's been an underdog tournament, but it's also been a team tournament. I think it's been less about talent and ability and more about team unity, because all four teams have shown some fight and some spirit to get where they are.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. As we've touched on before, team unity, as you say, brings you a lot further in this tournament than special individuals. You know, you look at Argentina, some fantastic individuals despite their defence being absolutely dreadful. But then they don't seem like they're a team. That, you know, Messi and Higuain and Di Maria, they don't seem to link up very well as maybe an England do. So yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Yeah.
I think anybody can beat anybody who's left in this tournament as well. I mean, we've spoken about the myth of the strong side of the draw, but you know, England can beat Belgium, England can beat France, France can beat England, France can beat Belgium, Croatia, Russia. It is wide open. I think Belgium and France will be whoever gets through that will be the favourites in the final, simply because when we started this tournament, the two teams that everybody picked out as having the best two squads, their 11 reserves could basically probably get to the knockout stages themselves. Belgium and France have just got so much quality in their squads, but I think both can be beaten, and they may well go into the final favourites. But if it's Croatia, Russia, or England against them, it's not a foregone conclusion. I don't think we're going to see a 3 or 4-0 game in this tournament, and we haven't seen one, to be fair, apart from against the Panamas and the Saudi Arabias. But obviously, we had a semi-final in Brazil 4 years ago where they beat them 7-1. I don't think we're going to see that.
No, I don't think we're going to see that either, unless, like that game, Brazil-Germany, we do get an absolute shock in Belgium-France, or England, Russia, or Croatia. But I don't see it happening, and it has been just a very, very tight tournament. And as you say, I think anyone can beat anyone. Of course, Belgium and France are the favourites going into whoever they play in the final. But
who do you want to win in that, Xander? And everyone at home, who do you want to win, Belgium or France?
Belgium.
Have you had a thought about it yet?
Yeah, Belgium. I've thought about it. Belgium, purely because I love Rom. I love Lukaku. I think he was unstoppable last night, and I just really like him. He seems like a really nice guy, and he obviously plays for Manchester United. Not only that, but France have won it before. Belgium haven't, not to my knowledge anyway. So to see them in the final, and also it would give. I think England would have more of a chance against Belgium than they would against France. But I don't know. It's very tight in regards to that. But yeah, I love Rom. Not so much the man in the midfield, but I love Rom. And the main point is they haven't won it before, and I'd love to see a new team win it, or England.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like Belgium anyway for the same reason. I just want them to win the tournament. I don't want them to win the tournament. I want somebody to win it who's never won it before, and France are the only obstacle for that now. And I think it'd be really disappointing if France won this tournament, because we've had such an underdog tournament and such an exciting tournament. It'd be a shame to get all this way and then France to win it. But they probably are the favourites. And Tyrone, I've just seen his comment there. If Neymar hadn't had an ego and was humble, Brazil would have won this tournament. He's been a huge disappointment, in my opinion. And I know Tyrone spoke about Brazil a few times. And I think my opinion of Brazil is that actually, if you watch that Belgium game back, which I had the time to do again this morning, Brazil should have won that game. I mean, everyone's waxing lyrical about Belgium, and they did really well. But actually, the chances Brazil had, the possession Brazil had, they should have won that game. It was a bit of a shock, and it shouldn't have been a shock because Belgium are a good side. But I think Belgium in the second half invited too much pressure and sort of literally nearly got away with it. I felt that there maybe was a couple of penalty decisions that may have gone Brazil's way. I'm not saying they were stonewall, but they may have gone their way.
That company one was the main one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the company one. I don't understand why that wasn't a penalty. I mean, I think actually looking at what Neymar's done in this tournament, like Tyrone says, they didn't deserve it. And I was glad Brazil went out. But actually, Brazil were the better team. But Brazil struggled, like Tyrone says, with balance. They didn't. Why wasn't Firmino playing? The midfield never looked right to me. But, I mean, Young Lord says Belgium had more chances. They well deserved to win. I'm not really listening to you, Young Lord, tonight, because you've been talking bollocks all night about Croatia as well. So, with all due respect, you're using capitals as well. But I felt Brazil were the better team, but Belgium deserved to win it, which is a weird statement. So, it's been a weird tournament in relation to the favourites. We've lost Brazil, we've lost Germany, we've lost Spain. France have done what we've said about England and Belgium there. They've hung about, and they've not, without really hitting the high targets, but they've still got some really good players like Pogba's, Griezmann, Kante's a beast, Mbappe. They're going to be tough to beat. I think France-Belgium is going to be a cracking game, and I just hope that Belgium can produce the goods again.
I really, really hope they can. And as you say, it's going to be an absolutely cracking game. We will be live here on That's Football covering that game. It will be Mark doing it, no doubt. So join us for that. I mean, get subscribing, lads. Get subscribed. Can we hit 43,200 subscribers today? That'd be absolutely fantastic if we could do that. But just get involved. I mean, it's so sad, isn't it? As you say, the World Cup ends Sunday next week. It's absolutely flown by, hasn't it? Absolutely flown by.
I don't know where it's gone.
Do you think you were doing Russia, Saudi Arabia?
3 or 4 games a day, it was like, oh, this is never going to end. And then it just seemed to just disappear very, very quickly. It's been a fantastic tournament. And thanks to everybody who's joined us. As a channel, as Salim just said then, are we doing Man City, Arsenal? Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do Liverpool. We'll do Liverpool, West Ham that game as well. I mean, we're going to do as many games as we can do, really, because the World Cup has shown us that, I mean, it's a lot of effort, but actually there's a lot of people watching football matches who want to interact when they're watching them. So, and Ben, I am doing United Stand at 9 o'clock, so an hour's time. But we're going to do loads on this channel. So the World Cup's not the end, and just get involved. Lots of plans to do La Liga and Serie A as well. I mean, Serie A's on the up. If they get that Ronaldo deal done.
Yeah,
it's going to be an amazing Champions League as well, which we did last year. We did the Champions League last year, so we're going to try and cover more of that this year as well.
Well, last year was basically just us trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. Me just trying to do decent, like trying to grow into it, trying to get everything sorted, equipment-wise, Wi-Fi-wise. So last year was fantastic, but I think this year with the momentum we've got, we're going to be doing loads of content on this. So as you say, mate, everyone get involved. There's a lot of content. And also transfers. Transfers is something that when the World Cup finishes as well, tomorrow, in between the sort of World Cup games, we'll have 2 transfer shows a day, essentially. Mark at midday with his sort of 10, 15-minute transfer show, keeping you up to date. And then me at 7:30 with my sort of slightly longer, slightly more interactive transfer show. So a lot of stuff coming up.
Defo. Lots going on, which is good. The transfer window is going to kick off. It is going to kick off.
Yeah,
I was actually just reading about a transfer then. It will kick off. I'm a United fan, so is Xander, but whoever you support, this transfer window is going to kick off because Juventus are going to get Ronaldo. Real Madrid are probably going to get Mbappe or Neymar or both. PSG will probably then move for Martial, I've heard. And then United are going to have to get Willian, and then Chelsea are going to get. Are they going to have Conte? Are they going to spend? There's a snowball that's going to happen. It's going to be really, really interesting, the transfer window. So we'll have it all covered on here as we do, and just get involved. I mean, all this channel is meant to be is just for everybody to have a debate and a chat about. So that's what's going to go on with it. Michael, I've called him Michael. His name's Michael. Michael says I would like to see England versus Russia next round. I think I'd like to see England Croatia, to be honest. I think if you're going to go into a World Cup final against France or Belgium, you need to be on your game. And Russia are sort of punching above their weight. They're doing great, but they're punching above their weight. If England play Russia in the semi-final, does that prepare them well for France or Belgium? I don't think it does.
No.
If they play Croatia, they might lose. But if you can't beat Croatia, you probably shouldn't be in the final anyway. So if England play Croatia in a semi-final and win, it'll be a much better preparation for a Belgium or France. So I think I would prefer Croatia, England, and I think also it'd be a lot more exciting as a semi-final to build up for.
And also, you don't want England to completely sort of jam their way to the final, and then because they haven't faced anyone that difficult and that good, they just get absolutely smashed by France. That would obviously be a horrible situation. So, as you say, if you can't beat Croatia, you don't deserve to be in the final.
Shane Green, we're just about to kick off, but Shane Green said, "What is everybody's goal of the tournament so far?"
Oh, I've got to have a little bit of time to think about it. Whilst I think about that, guys, get in the comments. What's been your goal of the tournament so far? I mean, I don't know if you've got one, because there's been so many good goals. Have you got one best goal?
Mine's probably still Ronaldo's free kick against Spain. And I still think that's the game of the tournament as well.
Yeah, it probably is the game of the tournament. What was the other great game in the knockout rounds? What was the other one? Was it France-Argentina?
France-Argentina was good. I think there was a better
Belgium-Japan was good as well.
Yeah, that was a cracker, that was, yeah.
That was great. Belgium 2-0 down, then 3-2, last minute goal, everything. But
that was good.
Cruz, Nacho, that was a fantastic goal as well, wasn't it? Cruz was a good goal. De Bruyne's yesterday was fantastic. Mertens. Oh yeah, did you see that Mertens goal for Belgium? I did the stream. I think it was against Panama, and he volleyed. It was unbelievable. Pavard was a great goal as well. Yeah, we've kicked off by the way. I'm 9 seconds in. I don't know how far. What are you in?
55.
Okay, cool. So about 40 seconds behind. But we can't show the game. There's always one, isn't there, Mark? There's always one. We can't show the game, Leo. We can't show the game. It's illegal. I won't repeat that again. So if anyone's asking in the comments, then let the mods tell them. Modric. What was the Modric one? Oh, against Argentina. That was a good goal, but it wasn't the best goal. Well, why is Ronaldo Ronaldo's free kick your goal of the tournament? I think I've got a few ideas why, but
I just thought it was a bloody great free kick. It was 3-2 at the time, wasn't it, as well? So it got them back into the game. Yeah. It was a bloody good game, and yeah, that's the goal for me. That was the goal for me.
It's just when he stepped up, didn't it? When he stepped up and he was there, if you watch it back. In his face, he knows. He's fully confident he's just going to put that in the back of the net. And unbelievable. I don't even want to talk about Ronaldo that much, to be honest. It's just so sad. Anyway, we have kicked off, obviously. We're about a minute and a half into this game. Mark's about 2 minutes in. I've got to try and get an idea of how it's going so far. Russia have got the ball at the moment, knocking it about. Russia, well, obviously the momentum will be with Croatia, and Russia will be a bit disheartened. But look, you're still at 1-1, right? You're still at 1-1. Don't get your heads down. You can keep your chin up. Keep playing your football. Defend well. Don't leave yourself as exposed as you did for the Croatian goal. And hopefully from a set piece or something like that, you can nick a goal. So just.
I'll be back in a minute, Xander. All right.
No worries, mate. Just don't leave yourself so exposed. I could not believe that they were so exposed. For that goal. What about the famous Harry Kane hat trick? The famous one. 2 penalties and one off Loftus Cheek's heel. Yanazai's goal. It's been thinking about it now. So many good goals this tournament. There have been loads of good goals. I've loved this tournament. I think it's absolutely fantastic. To be honest, I probably think the games of the tournament, Portugal, Spain, I think Belgium, Japan, now reflecting back on it, was an unbelievable game. And France, Argentina was great as well. Croatia on the ball at the moment. It's very even. I mean, it's very even. I don't think there's one clear team that are just absolutely smashing the other. I mean, Croatia have had more of the ball, about 60% possession, I think, but they haven't absolutely smashed Russia. Russia have not been backs against the wall and, oh my God, how are Croatia not 4-1 up here? Very even, very even. Argentina versus Nigeria. That the ending to that was great. It was, yeah. It was good. Oh, I bloody couldn't do that. I didn't watch it, did I? I was doing Croatia or Iceland, whilst Mark was doing Nigeria or Argentina. Russia playing for penalties. I mean, it's something they could do. Obviously, we've seen them do it before against Spain. I think it's probably better if they try and hit Croatia on the counter attack, but they've lost it here. Croatia in the box, sits the Russian player down, can't quite get a shot off. Not a handball for me, doesn't look like it. No appeals either. Most pointless player, Fred. Yeah, he didn't get a game, did he? Didn't get a game. Do get subscribing as well, lads. Do get subscribing. We're on 43,144 subscribers, so get involved, get subscribing. Trying to hit 43,200 subscribers today. There's quite a few of you watching, about 600 of you watching, which is fantastic to get that many people involved. So get subscribing. As Mark says, we're live here with every single World Cup game. When there aren't World Cup games, we've got transfer shows, general topical shows as well. So if you like football, this is the place to be. Who's left in the tournament? So it's Belgium, France in the other semi-final, England, and then whoever wins this game, which I think will be Croatia, to be honest. I think it'll be Croatia. Jordan Freeman's just got back from work. I hope you had a good day, Jordan. How am I? I'm well, mate. I'm well. I am enjoying this game. It's been a good first half. 5 minutes into the second. It's fairly similar to the first half. Just end-to-end sort of stuff. They're at a high tempo. It's not boring. Neither team is really dominating. So it's a good game. It's 1-1 as you can see on the screen. So very much in the balance. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Man, Marcus, I can't read that out. I saw a few other people speculating as to where Mark had gone, and that's just the best one yet. Oh, dearie mate. Someone says, Sander, that Russian coach looks like a serious guy. That Croatian coach, watch him. If they ever show a thing of him, he looks like an ICT technician. I swear to God, he looks like an IT technician. I don't know what his name would be. What would the Croatian manager's name be? He looks like an IT technician, I swear to. Maybe in a high school or something like that. Maybe a little bit better than that. I think Croatia are starting to dominate, to be honest. I think Croatia is starting to dominate. Overhead kick. Oh! Who was that? Was that? Oh, I don't know who it was. I don't know who that is. But I think it was Kramaric as well. I mean, Kramaric there with the overhead kick straight at the keeper. Didn't really trouble him at all. But if that went in, wow! If that went in, that might have been goal of the tournament. Coming forward, long ball straight up to the Russian forward, and keeper was fine with it. But yeah, he honestly looks like an IT technician. Watch it. Has the game started back up again? Yes, you can see the timers going 7 minutes into the second half, so 52 minutes into the game. The game has started. I think Croatia are starting to dominate this, to be honest. I think Croatia are starting to dominate. More of the ball, applying a lot of pressure onto to Russia. And I think Russia are sort of in two minds, because against Spain, their mind was made up, wasn't it? Against Spain, their mind was made up. We're just going to sit back, because if we come out, we're just going to get ruined. We're going to get ruined if we come out and try and play Spain. So we're going to sit back and just defend for our lives. But against Croatia now, Russia, I think, are sort of in two minds. Like, yeah, we could go forward, and we've shown that we can get a goal. So we're kind of going forward, but we're not fully going forward. But we also just got to defend, because we are actually backs against the wall now. But we're not fully defending, so we will get... Do you know what I mean? And they're sort of not fully doing either tactic, which obviously therefore isn't that effective. Marcus, don't even instigate that, mate. Don't even instigate that. It's for sure that it's closest geographically than that any semi-finalist teams have been in any World Cup. It's for sure that it's the closest Oh, right. Good. Cheers for that, Gary Wells, mate. Yeah, Mark's gone for a second. I want him back, so I need a piss. I need to go to the toilet, but he'll be back in a bit. Oh, Pancake, stop with that. Stop with that stuff. Number 21 coming on here. Who's number 21? I'm sure they'll tell us on the TV, but I want to get there before him. 21 is Yurakin. Yurakin's coming on here. Hey, son, mate, Sam, how you doing, bud? How you doing? I hope you're well. Yeah. If you're just joining this game, it's a 1-1. Obviously, Russia went 1-0 up with a fantastic goal from Cheryshev, but Croatia shortly after equalised with a fantastic goal by Kramaric. So very much in the balance, but I do think over the last since the second half began, really, Croatia have started to dominate. Everyone seems to know the score. They've seen it all before. They just know they're so sure. Don't know what you're on about, mate. Some of you really do make me laugh. There's another conspiracy as to where Mark has gone. Deary me, Red Jedi. It sort of slowed down a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you, lads. It sort of slowed down a little bit, the game, hence why I'm reading the comments slightly more than I was before. It has slightly slowed down. It started to become slightly more one-sided, and it does seem like Russia are starting to slip into the sort of pattern of play of sort of sit 10 men behind the ball. Croatia just knocking it about. It's not as high-tempoed, it's not as high-paced as it was before, so I fully do expect Croatia to get a goal now, though. I just think they're better. Although, on the counter-attack, what can Russia do? They don't have any very, very pacey players, but they're coming forward here. See, look, this is the difference. Against Spain, look, so now what Russia are doing, they're sitting back, but on the counter-attack, they are committing 3 or 4 men forward, whereas against Spain, they'd literally get just their number 9 and then just one other player with them. And they were just so isolated. And now you look, but that's the only sort of negative to that, getting men forward, is you're more exposed here. Although they have got men back now. Piss off. No. Just saw someone say apparently Ronaldo's been announced. But it's not. I haven't got it. And if it was announced, it'd be all over my Twitter. So, no, it's not, mate. Not announced yet. Not officially. No, nothing. No, nothing's announced. Just checked it. Nothing's announced. Nice kit, Sana. This Croatia kit or Belgium's yellow one? What's the Belgium yellow one? What's the Belgium yellow kit? What does that look like? I haven't seen that. Belgium yellow kit 2018. Oh, no, I prefer this Croatian kit. It's a nice yellow kit, but I prefer this. I think this is a lovely kit, this sort of checkered red and white. Oh, wait, are you talking about this kit or the red one? If you're talking about this sort of darker kit, I'd go with the yellow Belgian one. But the red and white Croatian kit, I think it's absolutely just classic, isn't it? It's a classic kit. I really like it. Alright, talk about this kit. Oh, alright. Well, then I'd go for the yellow one. I'm not actually a big fan of this kit. It's alright, but it doesn't tickle my pickle, so to speak. If you guys can hear the thingy, the commentary off the TV, I've just turned it up a little bit. If you can hear the commentary of the TV, let me know, because then I've got to turn it down, but for my benefit, you. The checkered one, isn't it? It's nice, isn't it? The red and white one. Get a like in the video as well, lads. Of course, subscribe, but get a like in the video as well. Show some support, because, to be fair, I've only got 33 dislikes, but, all love helps. Every little helps. So, get a like in the video. Share the video as well if you have subscribed, because, you may have subscribed, but sharing the video gets other people involved. So, just click the share button, share it on Twitter, or Facebook, or Instagram even as well. So, every little helps, as I said. But apparently Ronaldo's in Italy. Look, I thought it was going to get announced today, because I saw it's like the 7th of the 7th of the 7th, Ronaldo 7 or whatever like that. But it was rumours he was going to announce today. I've not seen anything. I'll keep you updated on that, but I've not seen anything. Knocking it about now, Croatia. They've dominated it. They've dominated the second half so far. I mean, we're only 13, 14 minutes in, but Croatia have dominated. Absolutely dominated. Ball into the box. Back stick. Oh. Shoot! Oh, if he doesn't score this. Mate, Dad, look at that. Do you not see that? Oh my God. How he didn't score that, I don't know. How he didn't score that. Look, we're going to see the replay in a minute, but it's a long ball into the back post. He volleys across. It's in the 6-yard box. Comes out. He wins it. And he shoots. And it hits the post. And it's agonisingly just sort of rolls parallel with the goal line. And it goes out for a corner, I think. Or go out for a goal kick, sorry. How he didn't score that was ridiculous. Should be 2-1, shouldn't it? Should be 2-1. As Young Lord says, oh my god, how did that not go in? Young Lord, would you mind just not putting comments in? Because it just sort of, it makes the chat slightly untidy. But it's not the biggest offence, mate, but the moderate, that is sort of just one of the rules. I would like Russia to go through, to be honest with you. Even though I like Croatia, actually, would I like Russia to go through? I'd like Russia to go through because I think it would be fantastic to see the scenes in Russia, to see the streets fill up like they did against Spain. But then again, as Mark said, I'd like Croatia to go through because I think Croatia-England is a far more lucrative and exciting semi-final than a Russia-England is. But I don't mind, to be honest. I'm happy either way. But I would like it if Russia went through because they are the underdog, aren't they? People are saying apparently Ronaldo was live on Facebook and he said something about Juventus or something. If Russia win, I bet Croatian fans will say we got lucky, the ball hit the post. Are you Russian then? No, I don't think you got lucky. You should bury that. If you don't bury your chances, then you don't deserve to go through, do you? Because finishing chances is just as important as creating them. But corner there, header, straight at the keeper. Nothing to worry about for Croatia. But look, if you're supporting Croatia, there's nothing to worry about. As I said, Russia don't really look like too threatening going forward, and you've dominated the second half. Although you do need to finish your chances, but you've not missed too many. So. How's the match? Croatia are dominating. First half it was more even, but in the second half Croatia are dominating. Got a man down here for Croatia. I think it's a Mandzukic, I think it was an elbow to his face from his own man. Perisic is coming off and Brozovic is coming on. Now that would be a defensive substitution, which wouldn't make sense. Yeah, Marcus, he must have, yeah. It's weird, yeah, Perisic hasn't really done much today, has he? I really rate him. He was actually the man with the chance. Perisic almost scored there for Croatia, but I really rate Perisic. Although it does annoy me that he's a winger and he's a number 4. But I think he's a really good player, but he's been a bit absent today, hasn't he? He's been a bit absent. I think it's because he wants Modric and Rakitic higher up the pitch. Yeah, that's a good theory. I mean, why has he brought Brozovic on? Maybe I don't know, because he's bringing on a midfielder for a winger, so it's clearly changed the formation. We'll have a little look out to see or is he going to put Brozovic on the? I don't know how he's going to do it. What do you guys think? Why has he brought Brozovic on for Perisic? I'm not saying it's a bad substitution. I'm just a bit baffled as to how he's going to play that, change formation, I guess. But they're coming forward at Croatia, and that should have been 2-1 there. But the pass was cut out, well defended by Russia, and it's backs against the wall now. I mean, Croatia just absolutely just wave after attack. Ref is bottling it. Ref just got nutmeg, did he? I didn't see that. I might have seen it, just not picked up on it. He's taking a little bit of time, doesn't he? He's taking a bit of time. Old Goldie. Perisic, to be honest, hasn't done anything all tournament. Not one goal or assist. Now 30 years old. Time now not on his side. Yeah, I think he's been quite. He's had good moments this tournament, to be honest. I think he's had good moments. He was fantastic in a few of Croatia's games, but he's not been very good today. And I think the substitution probably is the right one. Another cross there, but well cleared by Russia. It's really backs against the wall stuff for Croatia, just coming forward, as I said, wave after wave of attack. But Russia are hanging on. Fingertip stuff. If I were to do this, is that audio better if I was to do that? And also, is that really it's distracting for you guys, isn't it? Just put you there. Just like that. England are better than Holland. Well done, mate. Holland didn't qualify, did they? Holland are absolutely awful at the moment. We just need a new generation of players to come through. The likes of Justin Clover and people like that. Ah, it sounds more crisp. Oh, right. What, is that better then? Is that better? If that's better, and if that's not too distracting, I can do that for you. Sort of like this. I'm just worried that that's a little bit distracting, you know? It's the snowball, Marcus, mate. Jesus, you are awful. Is that about me, Louise? You're always a supporter, Louise. I mean, I don't know I don't quite know what you're on about, but I'm just a bit more subdued today, mate. I'm just a bit. I'm not. You know, I'm just taking it chill, watching the game, talking to you guys. It's all good. So you guys don't mind that being in the shot, then, do you? Okay, because because look, this I can go like right up like that, but I presume this is probably better quality than when it's over here, slightly, I guess. Koeman seems the right manager for Holland. Mark is probably sleeping after the England game and is dreaming of Fellaini lifting the World Cup trophy. Probably, mate. Probably. Yeah, yeah, Marcus. Well, I've got this like maybe a week ago, if that. It's good. It's significantly improved the audio quality. You might not realise it because the audio quality now is sort of a given. But if you go back to my old streams when I was using this, just awful, and that is significantly better now. So yeah, it's worth getting. It's quite cheap as well. It's quite well in regards to like if you get the Blue Yeti. Blue Yetis are really expensive. They're like 150, whereas this is more sort of like 50 quid. So 50 euros. Is that Cheryshev coming? Cheryshev's coming off here. Now, yeah, look, I don't know who they're bringing on, but where's my mouse? This is definitely going to be a defensive substitution, I think. I think they're going to try and see it out for the until extra time penalties, to be honest. Slip back into what they did against Spain, although they are coming out a little bit here, so. Marcus, yeah. He's just got so pissed up that he's fallen asleep. I have noticed this. Of course I have, lads. I bought a webcam. I bought loads of stuff for this stream. The light. I can only speak 2 languages, mate. Let's try and keep an eye on the game though, because we are getting a little bit distracted as we speak. Did he? Yeah, but that's not that much. If it goes to pens, it's set up for Russia. Whatever happens with Russia this World Cup, they've done absolutely fantastically well. As I said before the game kicked off. For fuck's sake, what the hell? What the bloody hell has gone on here? Why does my thing keep doing that? It's so strange. I don't know why. It just seems to do it every my mic seems to do that every 45 minutes today. I don't know what it is. The Russians are after you, Sander. I don't know what happened, mate. I don't know what happened. It's just obviously I can look. If I show you this, let me show you this. I can faff around with these settings, sort of do this like, ready? Put me out of focus. Oh, I can't do that. Or I can just sort of make it really dark, make it really light, that sort of thing. But it just seemed to do it on its own then for a second. No audio. You're lying, mate. Marcus. I don't know. I'm not getting lag. That's not lag, lads. That's not lag. That's just like the camera. There's a difference. But anyway, it's been a bit of it's died down a little bit, hasn't it? This game. It's died down a little bit, I think. I don't know. It's just not been as entertaining. But it's squeaky bum time. I mean, I guess it's maybe because it becomes slightly more one-sided. Croatia starting to dominate the play slightly more, but. I mean, Russia aren't fully going back to the wall. They are still trying to come out a little bit. I'm just scared this is distracting, that's all. It'd be great if Belgium get a win against France and Russia get a win here. Yeah, I mean, that'd be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? That'd be absolutely fantastic. Then you've got Russia, England, Brazil, France in the final, which, the winners of those games go to the final, which is absolutely fantastic. I really hope Belgium get a result against France and we see them in the final, and then England in the final as well. I mean, imagine Belgium, a Belgium-England World Cup final. It'd be bloody brilliant, wouldn't it? Get involved, lads. Get subscribing. We've got 616 of you watching. I mean, there's 20 minutes of this left. That's if it... Well, it's still 1-1. So as we speak, there's what? 50 minutes of this left. But get subscribing. We're trying to hit 43,200 subscribers today. So get involved. Get subscribing. We've got loads of content coming up. We've got 2 shows tomorrow because there's no World Cup games on, is there? So we've got Mark's at midday and then mine. Slightly longer transfer show in the evening. So get involved. Get involved. But they're coming forward here, Russia. Well, when they took Cheryshev off, I thought they were going to go back to the wall and just try and see it out to extra time. But they're knocking it about, and they're actually, well, they're obviously not dominating in the grand scheme of things, but they're dominating this current passage of play. They're coming forward, into the box. Come on, mate. Put a ball in. Oh, free header there. Free header. He probably should have done better there. Probably a bit too high for him. But Russia don't look dead and buried, do they? Russia do not look dead and buried. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Oh, yeah. I'm shocked at that Croatia actually allowing Russia to get back into this game. And that like I said, when Cheryshev got taken off, I thought Russia were going to fully sit back and try and see it out to extra time. But they've actually gone for it a little bit. Where the bloody hell has Goldbridge gone? Like, where's he gone? Who's going to watch the final? You or Mark? Both of us, mate. No, but in terms of who's going to actually do the final on this channel, if England get to the final, it'll be me. If England get to the final, it'll be me. And Marcus, if you want to come on, mate. Marcus, if you want to come on for the final, if England get there, you can join me, mate. But Mark just says it's too much of a big of occasion, which I understand. He want to spend it with friends and family. So if England get to the final, it'll be me. If England don't get to the final and it's Croatia or Russia, then it'll be Mark and me. Maybe we could do it together. Croatia didn't bury them when they were dominating. Always a worry. Yeah, you make a good point, mate. I always say, but it's not like MJ Neighbour. It's not like Croatia just sort of thought, it's all right. We're dominating, but we've got time. They were actually fully trying to go for the win, but they were incapable of scoring, and Russia defended well enough to keep them out and keep it at 1-1. But their sort of time of dominance has passed by, and Russia are really starting to grow into the last 10, 15 minutes of the game, 15, 20 minutes. Pivarich coming on. Strinic off. Presume that's injury. It's a weird substitution. Russia are doing alright, Russia look like they want to win it. Ball into the box for Russia. Keeper saves it. But Marcus, he's probably just... the Skype call's still open, so he's not fully at it. He's probably just dealing with... maybe Seb's not sleeping, or... I don't know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Could you do the United stand? Hopefully, mate. One day. Hopefully. That would be good, wouldn't it? I don't know what Mark's... I presume Mark will do all the pre-season games, but I'd be, I'd love to do a few. Obviously, I've got all the setup and everything like that, so... I can get up at 3 AM and do it. This game is boring. You know what? It's not actually been I don't think it's been a bad game. I think the first half was better than the second, to be honest. But it's not been a bad second half at all. been interesting. I really need a wee though. I really need to go to the toilet. Mark needs to get on this stream because I don't want to leave you guys alone. That's the issue. Ferrari shirt, you an F1 fan? I'm not, mate. I don't do. I'm not into my racing, mate. It just it's not even my shirt, but I like the shirt, so I just stuck it on. And I think it works well. It pops, doesn't it, in terms of the colours? I like red. They're coming forward. Russia won it. I mean, Sofa man, if you had to predict who's going to win this game now in the last 20 minutes, extra time, Russia or Croatia? Difficult one, isn't it? It's a difficult. It's been very even. I mean, Russia coming forward. Russia really coming forward, but Croatia aren't out of it, of course. 15 minutes left of the full 90. It looks like it's going to go extra time, but look, now you've seen the issue of Russia going forward. They're exploited at the back. Modric coming forward, slips it into Kramaric. Kramaric. Into Modric. Shoot! It's got to be a goal. Oh, Russia are defending for their lives. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, that should have been a goal there, I think, from Modric. But fair play to him. Russia are defending so well. Croatia just can't seem to finish them off, can they? Croatia just cannot seem to finish them off. Why you'd leave, that's so poor from the Russian defender, why you just take your eye off Modric and allow him that much space in the box. It's silly. Vettel for the win tomorrow. I might watch it, mate. I don't know. I mean, maybe Mark can do an F1 watch along on his channel as he did before. I've just never got into it, mate. It doesn't get a bit repetitive, F1. Yep, there's the car going round again, and it just seems so difficult to sort of once you get in front, it's so difficult to bypass him. But corner there, headed over the bar. Mandzukic. Croatia look poor today. They don't scare me. Well, in regards to England, if whoever England get from these teams, they're beatable teams, both of these lot. Both of them beatable teams, so it's positive signs for the English in terms of Croatia and Russia's performances today. They got a goal kick here though, Russia. I'll be honest. I thought. I predicted 2-1 Croatia at the beginning of the game, and I said, don't. If you're a betting man, don't put that bet on that because I always get my bets, my predictions wrong. But I wouldn't count it out. Obviously, it's 1-1, so if Croatia score, my prediction comes through. But I think there's another goal in this. Whether it's towards Croatia, I don't know, but I think there's another goal in this. To be honest. When you're going to do a WWE watch along? Never. Coming forward here, Croatia. They need a goal. I mean, there's still 12 minutes left of the full 90, plus stoppage time, where I presume we'll get 4 minutes. But it's in the balance. I can see Russia scoring, but then again, I can also see Croatia getting a goal. Slightly more. Someone's pulled up injured here. Oh no, they were just down. They got back up. But as I said, I see Russia getting a goal, but I also see Croatia has an equal chance of getting a goal as well. Both. It's in the balance. It's very much in the balance. Substitution. Sander, how do you rate Golovin? I think he's a good player, mate. I think he suits Chelsea. There's been a lot of links of him going to Chelsea, and I think that's probably the right move for him and the club. But as I said, I hate buying players off the back of a World Cup. Even though Golovin hasn't even done that well this World Cup, I'll be honest with you. I think he's a good player, but he's not as good as everyone makes out. But I just think buying players impulsively off a few decent performances off the back of a World Cup is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. They're coming forward it though, Russia. Ping it to the edge of the box. Oh, if someone was there, that'd be amazing. I'd love Russia to win it. Nah, screw it. I'm going for Russia. I want Russia to win. Screw it. I'd love it for the home nation to get to the semi-final. They're the lowest ranked team coming into this tournament. The lowest ranked. So I don't know which teams deserve to win, Russia or Croatia. I'll throw that one to you guys. I'll throw it to you guys. Who do you think deserves to win this game, Russia or Croatia? I can't call it. Probably Croatia. But Russia have been equally as good. Well, maybe not equally as good, but I think probably Croatia. But what do you guys think, Russia or Croatia? Who deserves to win this game? Change Life says Russia. Aaron says Russia, as does Unstop. BKD says Croatia. Delvin says Croatia. Ryan says Russia. It's quite a split. It's quite a split in the comments. Well, due to the split, that shows you. Often when I throw questions to you guys, who do you think's going to win this game? Who do you think deserves to win this game? That sort of thing. When it's a really split sort of set of replies in the comments, you can just tell that it's on the fence and it's difficult to call because a lot of you going with Russia, but a lot of you going with Croatia as well. I'll probably go Croatia but Russia have been very, very good. It'll be harsh on them. They definitely shouldn't get battered. If they lose today, Russia, they'll go out with a fight and they should be proud of themselves. Man of the match so far? I don't know, mate. I'll throw that one to you guys as well. Who's been your man of the match so far? Just having a little think about it then. I don't know. No players really stood out. Maybe I'm missing something. Who's been your man of the match so far? Get in the comments. My man of the match is Mandzukic. He's been alright, but he's not set the world alight or anything like that. He's not set the world alight. Modric has been good, yeah. Cheryshev has been good. Modric. Perisic. Nah, not Perisic. Not Perisic. I mean, you can have your opinion, but I don't think. Someone says they can't hear the audio. Just turn your phone up, mate, or your laptop. Just turn it up. Everyone else can hear the audio. Still 1-1. Yeah, Cheryshev. He's difficult. I mean, once again, I'll repeat my point. When the comments are split as it is now, it just shows that it's on the fence and it's difficult to call. Fellaini. Stop that. Stop that nonsensical stuff. Nonsensical talk. $83 minutes into the game, though, lads. 83 minutes into the game. Marcus, if you're wondering, mate, because I know you were wanting me to message you later, but I will forget. But I'll still message you if you want. This is a blue snowball. It's about 50 quid, and then this is a set. I bought this separately. It's just a pop filter that you can just buy. It's like on the recommended, like, you know, on Amazon they say people who bought the blue snowball also commonly bought this, and it's this pop filter's there. It's not needed. It just sort of if I go this. If I go like this, you can tell the difference, can't you? It just blocks, like, if you go like that, often sometimes in microphones you can hear the sort of the windy noise, and the pop filter stops that. $84 minutes in. 84 minutes in. I mean, they've got a corner here, Russia. Got a corner. The Russian fans are going absolutely mad, and so they should be. So they should be. It keeps us about, yeah, indeed, it does, Marcus, yeah. Oh, no, sorry, it's not a corner. It's a free kick. It's a free kick, but it might as well be a corner. Opportunity to put a ball into the box. Chances, but I just neither team seems to be able to finish it off. Neither team seems to be able to finish it off. Twice. Sandra, do you think Fred should be at least given a chance by Tight? What are you on about, mate? What are you on about? If this goes to extra time, fitness will be key more than class in this game. Yeah, I think so. I think, well, I can't. It's so difficult to call. It's been a very even game. Obviously, on paper, Croatia are the better team, but the game itself has been fairly even. Although I'd say Croatia just edge it just slightly, but it's so difficult to call. So difficult to call. Where is Mark? God knows, mate. God knows, pal. I don't know, mate. I've got no idea. Got absolutely no idea. But I'm sure he's doing something. He's not just pissed off. He's still on the Skype call, but he's just off doing something. Clearly got some things to sort out. So it's all right. I've got this. I got it. Don't you worry about me, lads. I've got you guys to keep me company. Although I really do need a wee. I really would like it if he came back now. If he speaks, I haven't got my earphones in, so if he speaks, I won't be able to hear him. So just, I'm sure you guys in the comments will let me know if he's back. But 86 minutes into the game then now, lads. 86 minutes. I think it's been a good game. I can't choose my man of the match. You guys are quite split on it as well. People going Cheryshev, Modric, Perisic, a few of you said as well. It's difficult. It's very difficult. Kramaric has got to be up there as well. I think he's played well. Had a few opportunities. So which team has been more dominant? I'd probably go Croatia, but very, very... Probably like, in a percentage, in dominance, percentage-wise, probably about 60% Croatia. Maybe 57% Croatia. But yeah, as I said, it's very, very tight. MJ Neighbour says, doing a decent job tonight, mate. Very interactive and good discussions. Well, thanks, mate. I appreciate your support. That's what the streams are all about. You know, you guys getting involved and me interacting with you guys. It wouldn't be the same without that. I haven't been as animated as I usually am, which I probably think is a good thing, to be honest. Oh, corner there. He leaped up. It was a free header. He has given a foul to Russia. It was Vida on the end of the corner, but good chance that. But yeah, as I said, I haven't been as animated as I usually am, which, as I said, is probably a good thing, to be honest. Slightly more calm, just slightly tired, but I'm still doing my thing. It doesn't make the streams any less good. It's just different, I guess. No, there's no goal. Lads, when there's a goal, I'll tell you. Kovacic coming on. They have got good strength and depth as well, don't they, Croatia? Is Mandzukic coming off? Oh no, Kramaric, I presume, is coming off then. Kramaric is coming off for Kovacic, so that is... Well, it depends on what you do with Modric and people like that, but... If it's a like-for-like substitution, Kovacic is more defensive than Kramaric. So, but I guess you could push Modric slightly forward and play Brozovic, Kovacic, and Modric as a midfield three, but push Modric forward, I guess. Coming forward here, Russia. Oh, the keeper's pulled up. Oh, shit. That deserves a... Oh, shit. Oh, I feel so fucking bad for him. Oh, I don't even want to watch it. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible, Subasic. Oh, he looks in absolute agony. He looks in absolute agony. He's done his hammy. Oh, it's horrible. Obviously, if we go to penalty shootout, they're missing their first team keeper. But, oh, that's so horrible because, you know, an opportunity to go... He hardly stretched it, though. I don't understand what happened. He looks in agony. Subasic. Poor lad, man. It's the keeper, guys. It's the Croatian keeper who's done the hammy. Wait. Did I hear that right? Piss off. But you can use a fourth in the extra time. I swear, it's the new rule. Oh my god, I think they've used 3 substitutions. No. I think they've used 3 substitutions. You can... Well, it's 89 minutes into it. I don't know whether that's true, but you can use a full substitution in extra time. But I think they've used 3 substitutions for the full 90. So they might have to stick a player in goal and play outfield with 10 men. Oh my God. Keeper's a hero. He's staying on. I think he is staying on. He's got to, I guess. You're probably better sticking him up front and then sticking someone else. I don't know what you'd do, because if you're Russia at this point, just shoot. How can he stay on? 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes of added time. How can he kick a ball how can you do your hamstring? No, he can't kick it. But he's walking freely. But look, now Russia, if you're Russia, just hit it. Just hit it. Just shoot. Just shoot if you're Russia, because their keeper's not going to be able to move very well. Interesting 5 minutes coming up now. Well, we're a minute into the... and there'll be more added time for that injury as well. Another defender can kick for the keeper. Yeah, the defender can kick for the keeper. What I'm saying is, if you're Russia, just shoot. If you get anywhere near him, just shoot, because he's not going to be able to save very much, because he's not going to be able to move very freely, is he? Yes, I've got Vishnu. I've got plans for my channel, mate. Yeah, I do. Don't you worry. There's stuff coming soon. There's a fake Mark Goldbridge in the. Is that a timeout? I think that is a timeout, isn't it? Although it's very clearly not Mark. Coming forward, Mark, I filmed a few things, but they've just not worked out. But I've that thing that we discussed of me going out and filming, that's going to start at the end of July, because I've got a special person coming over who I can go explore with. But anyway, this is a very intriguing next 3 minutes. Surely he can't stay on for the penalties, right? He's just got to see this game out and then get it into extra time to be able to make the substitution. I guess that's what they're doing. I mean, look, it might not even go to extra time yet. It's not a foregone conclusion. There's still 3 or 4 minutes left of this game now. Croatia coming forward to try and get a goal. Is United stand on tonight? I don't know. I presume so. Yeah. Where is Mark? Is he trying to... Check my Twitter to see if he's messaged me. He's not. I reckon it'll go to extra time. I reckon it'll go to extra time here, lads. I think so. If it goes to extra time, I might as well go to penalties. I mean, the second half's not been as good as the first, but I feel so bad for Subasic, because there's no doubt he'll come off in extra time when they can use the 4th substitution. But then obviously he'll miss the semi-final. He's walking. He seems right.
I'm back now, Xander.
He's back now. I can hear him.
Half a decent save. What's wrong with him then? Has he damaged his knee or something?
Sorry, mate. I didn't have my earphones in, so I don't know how long you've been talking for. No. Subasic pulled his hammy, mate. He pulled his hammy, but they've used all 3 of their substitutions in the full 90. So what they're going to do, I guess, is try and see it out to extra time, then make the substitution, because you can use your 4th in the extra time, can't you? But all I was saying is, if you're Russia, just shoot,
Because Perisic came off in the 63rd minute, which is quite early for him to come off. Was he injured as well?
No, he wasn't injured. And then
it's not a good game.
And then no, he didn't play very well. And then Kramaric came off for Kovacic. But the keeper, he's not going to be very agile, and he's not going to be able to move to things very quickly. But he made a save there, so he's not completely out of it. But when he went down, mate, he was holding his hammy, and he was punching the ground. Like, he looked in absolute agony, and I felt absolutely gutted for him. But when he got back up...
He seems to be moving all right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He seems to be walking freely. He kicked out a little bit just to try and feel it out his leg, and he seems to be moving all right, but he looked like he was in absolute agony, and it was a clear hamstring pull. But anyway, maybe it's not as bad as we all thought it was initially.
Well, we've got extra time here, which is, Russia just seem to be that team, don't they, that produce penalty shootouts and extra time.
I'm going to quickly... I'll be waiting for you to get back, mate, because I need a week. So I'll let you take it for just a few seconds.
So interesting, really, because in both knockout games, we've had Croatia going to extra time, unable to finish a team off in 90 minutes. We've had Russia going to extra time, unable to finish a team off in 90 minutes. I mean, we talk about England and how they will bring some, the result today was a good result for England because they won it in normal time. And we talk about a team getting to the final and you've got to be able to have beaten somebody in 90 minutes. But actually, it looks like we're going to have a team, we are going to get a team in the semi-final who's really just literally drawing games and going to extra time. So interesting to see which way this game's going to go. But again, I think the disappointing angle has to come from Croatia because they're the team that haven't produced the goods at the end of the day, and Russia again showing that they're not a terrible side as well. So
I'll bite my
yeah, interesting to see how it's going to go.
Well, I presume they'll make the goalkeeping substitution unless Subasic is okay, which he seemed to be moving okay, but extra
They'll
time.
probably try and keep him on for penalties, but it's all about whether he's moving freely enough to be an effective penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Saver.
And also, if you keep him on and he's not moving freely, there's no guarantee you get into penalties because Russia could just get into their box and just shoot and then hit the corners, get it low. But anyway, well, you've obviously not been watching the second half as much, but this game, I think Croatia in the second half dominated. Croatia dominated. Russia weren't as defensive as they were against Spain, but they were still defensive. Croatia really grew into it. I mean, the first half was quite open, quite end-to-end, high-paced, high-tempo sort of thing, but the second half really did favour Croatia. Had a few chances, a few headers that they could have gotten the end of, but it stayed 1-1, and, well, going into extra time, what do you reckon, Matt? I don't know if you've already talked about it, but how do you see it going?
No, I haven't predicted either way. I mean, I went 2-0 with the start of the game. We've not had a winner in extra time, have we yet? Every extra time has gone to penalties, so I don't think we've even had a goal in extra time yet. We've only had it. Is this the fourth time now? So, yeah, it's. I don't know. I mean, penalties are very exciting for everybody, but there's also a disappointing angle to it as well. That it's. I mean, Raymond says it's fixed. Spurs have got 9 players in the semi-final, says Ron McCormack. But yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. Croatia just seem to unable to hit the heights. United stand is going to go ahead, Irie, but I put it back. I'm not going to go live when there's a World Cup game on. That's sort of been the rule that we've said throughout the World Cup, so we'll just knock it back.
Thank God for that. I'll go down after the view, isn't there? If you went live. Sana, what's that in front of you? Yeah, I mean, I've moved my microphone slightly more central, and people said it improved the quality of the audio. You didn't seem to mind it in the frame. I don't know if if you can check the stream, see if it's a nuisance or not. But it seems to have improved the audio quality. So if people find it annoying, they can just let me know, and I'll just move back to the side.
Walking R says feeling pretty confident for England with either of these teams, seeing how they've played.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, could go. I mean, each game's different, isn't it? But
they just don't seem to be able to kill the game off. Croatia and Russia, likewise, they just don't seem to have that clinical, that clinical edge. Like I said, they just sort of getting a few chances here and there, but they don't seem to be able to finish the dinner. Sono Ronaldo.
Definitely.
Apparently there was Ronaldo on a Facebook live stream or something like that, mentioned something about Juventus. I don't know how true that is. I just saw a few people in the comments saying that. So,
what, Ronaldo? What?
It was apparently Ronaldo was on a Facebook live stream and got asked something. It's not nothing on Twitter, so I've not presumed it's not been announced or anything like that. But apparently he was on a Facebook live stream. As I said, it just came from someone in the comments, so I don't know how reliable that would be, but.
I've not seen anything anywhere about it, so I can't comment.
No. I think it's going to happen, though, mate. I do. As mad as it sounds, I think Ronaldo to Juventus will happen.
Definitely.
I just can see them that being. Even though it'd be a great move for them, I can just see it having a negative knock-on effect financially for Juventus and them getting in trouble at some point. But.
I don't know. It brings a lot of money to Ronaldo to any club. So we haven't got a goalkeeper change
shit.
here, but both of these goalkeepers did well in the previous round in penalty shootouts.
Mark. Fuck. Fuck. We got lag, mate. Well, we just crashed. Do you want me to end it and you got a lot for the pens?
Has it gone completely?
Yeah, I can see it in OBS. It's just red now for some reason. Or you can check it. People are getting in the comments saying lag. I can just quickly stop and start it. It's ruining the... I don't know.
I'm not set up to go live, so...
Do you want me to stop and start, see if that works?
Yeah, you can end the call with me as well if you...
To start it. Okay, I've gone live. Alright, I should be back up. Just check it. It'll go offline, but... Oh, I'm so sorry, mate. That's just so annoying. I don't know what...
I think you're back.
Yeah, we're back now. Anyway, but the second half's about to... the first half of the extra time, it has kicked off. We're back now. We're back. Just refresh. Just get in the comments, Martin. Just tell them to refresh. And then Martin. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that, lads. I don't know what happened there. It's just so weird, isn't it? It's so weird. It's not to do with the Wi-Fi. I hope it's not, because we're live now and it seems to be working fine. But there you go. Anyway, the extra time has kicked off now. Extra time has kicked off. 1-1, and I doubt, as we've said before, extra times are often very cagey, aren't they, Mark? They're very cagey, and neither team really wants to go out to win it. Subasic is still in goal, so he seems to be all right.
Yeah, he was moving around quite freely in the 90 minutes, so yeah, I mean, and also it's good for England, isn't it, that they're playing another half an hour, these two teams. I mean, they still have got till Wednesday, so Wednesday is quite a good break, but
yes.
See what happens.
Yes, indeed. Sorry about that, lads. I do apologise for us dipping out again. Hopefully that won't happen. I don't know why that happened, but what do you mean there's lag again? I've not got any lag this end. People are saying there's lag again. I don't have any.
No, just ignore them. Some people just say it.
Yeah, but when it's more than one... anyway, I don't know. We'll have to keep them going. My heart just drops, mate, when that comment comes in. No one has really stood out this World Cup. No, and in this game, it's been fairly even. As I said, I think the second half did favour Croatia slightly. I think they were slightly the better team, but still, it was very even, very tight game. As I said, I don't think any of these teams can really put the game to bed. But I'll ask that to you guys. Me and Mark can't really call it, so I'll put it to you guys in the comments. Do you think we'll have a winner in extra time, or will it go to penalties? Get in the comments. What do you guys think? I think we're going to go to penalties, to be honest. I've sort of saying before, Mark, like I wouldn't mind it if Croatia went through because it'll be an interesting semi-final with England, but I also would like it for Russia to go through. But my feelings now, my instinctive feelings, I'm cheering on Russia. I don't know why. I guess it's still the underdog thing in me. I just want Russia to go through because I'd be so happy for them as a host nation to go through. It'd be fantastic to see.
Well, Croatia have not been impressive anyway, have they? I mean, we can say that Croatia will be a tougher game, and maybe it will be, but I mean, Croatia have got to take a lot of responsibility themselves, and they're clearly not going to change their goalkeeper because they're going to bring another player on here. But it's Croatia have not been impressive in the two games against Denmark and Russia, and I can't see Croatia winning the tournament. So you sort of, obviously I want England to get to a World Cup final, but actually I hope England do beat whoever it is and give whoever it is in the final a game. I mean, England will give somebody a game. I think that's fair. Yes,
I think so. I think whoever England play out these two teams, it's going to be very, very difficult, and they're both going to be equal propositions in terms of difficulty, because Croatia are on paper a better team than Russia, although that hasn't really shown today. But Russia have that home nation, that host nation factor, so that will sort of level it out, I think. Croatia very disappointing. Yeah, I mean it's really weird because I don't know about you, Mark. I think you probably agree with me on this. When Croatia beat Argentina and absolutely spanked them, I was like, yeah, Argentina are poor, but now we've got our team. I felt that now we've got our team who are hopefully going to go on and run rampant and smash teams and just, put games to bed. But they haven't really done that, have they? They've been very inconsistent.
Very inconsistent, yeah.
France, too much quality for England. Well, we can talk about that when we get to there, but we've got an extra time here. 5 minutes in, 10 minutes left of this first half. Teams will, players will no doubt be pulling up with cramp, and as you said, Mark, it will probably be good for England that they play half an hour, a bit more than that, football. So
it's amazing for a World Cup that's had all the big hitters in it that we're going to get a semi-final where England are going to play Russia or Croatia, and they're in a World Cup quarter-final lacking so much quality in the final third, because I wouldn't say either team have been poor, but they've been poor in the final third, and in a World Cup quarter-final, you just don't really expect that. And that one of these teams will be playing in the semi-final against England as well. So one of these teams could potentially be in a World Cup final. It's crazy, and you can only, if you're critical of that, you can't be critical of the teams that are still in the tournament. You've got to be critical of, well, Spain were in this side of the draw. I mean, Spain, pretty much, if you're going to use that sort of critical analysis, well, Spain should have had an easy route to the final, and they didn't take it. So Germany could have been on this side as well. They should have been where Sweden were. So the big teams just didn't step up to the plate. So it is what it is.
I think that works. It's sort of it has two sides to it, that sort of aspect, because one, you're getting underdogs, which is fantastic going far in the tournament, and that's what we want to see. But two, as you said, it does actually lower the quality of the game slightly. Although, like you say, no team has really been that poor in the final third, they've not been clinical. So it's sort of good because you've got the underdogs, and we all love to see that, but bad because it does lower the quality slightly. You said that they haven't made that substitution, had they? The fourth.
No, they're going to bring Korluka on now. So,
but that's so weird because Mandzukic looks like he's slightly injured, Subasic looks like he's struggling, and that Vajako or something, the right back or the left back looks like he's injured. Mandzukic looks to be struggling to walk.
Yeah, fatigue.
Do you reckon it's fatigue?
I don't think they've lost anybody for. They've not lost anybody through yellow cards yet, and there was a lot of them on yellow cards. Here's Modric. Again, good tackle.
Oh man, I'm hoping for penalties now. I often think if we've watched this much of football, you might as well go to the full drama. You know what I mean? If you watch sort of 95, end up watching 120 minutes of football, you want to get the drama of penalties if you're a neutral, that is.
Remember, subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We've done every World Cup game as a watch along. It's amazing to think there's only 4 left after this.
That's mad.
Only 4 games left.
And one of them is the third, fourth place playoff.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it? It felt like yesterday you were doing Saudi Arabia, Russia.
It's better than this.
Yeah. That was a good game.
I didn't think when I was doing Saudi Arabia, Russia, that the quarter-final would be worse.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? And I'm actually gonna watch our preview back, our World Cup preview, because we were like, yeah, Germany, Brazil, Spain, they might do. Do you know what I mean? Like we ended up with
nobody predicted this. Did
no.
Nobody predicted this.
And I actually was thinking about it just before I went live. I laughed at Marcus's face when he went, yeah, semi-final, maybe final, maybe we could even win it. When we were doing this, because obviously I did a Tunisia game. I laughed in his face. I was just taking a piss out of him, and I just thought, oh, I look like an idiot.
Robert McCormack says I booked work off for Tunisia v Panorama. No one did it. That's because England Belgium were playing at the same time, mate. So simples is across from. No, it's cleared. Well, at least this half's gone quite quick.
Yeah, we've got sort of 6 minutes left of this half. They do fly by, don't they? I think one of the reasons as well why no one really scores in extra time is because you sort of stop and you start this half, but then you're ending so quickly as well. Just 15 minutes half. It's difficult to gain full momentum if you're stopping and starting so much.
Bit of a penalty shout there, but referee's more than happy that it wasn't. We've not seen VAR, have we? In the knockout stage, it's been really weird.
Maybe it'll make an appearance in the final.
Yeah, but we've had enough games.
Yeah, I think I'm not like we had a little theory, didn't we, the other day when we were like, oh, do you reckon they've just sort of said, yeah, do it, we'll run rampant with it in the group stages because it'll be entertaining, but then in the knockout stages when it really matters, just sort of lay off it a little bit. And I know that's sort of half joking, half serious, but I actually think there's weight to that theory because I don't know, I think I just think it makes sense.
Croatia, goal. It's Vida who gets a header, and I think it's helped in by maybe Corluka, but it sort of creeps in on the far post. And keeper can't do anything about it. So that's going to set up extra time. I think it's our first goal we've had in extra time.
I think it might be, mate. I think it might be. Well, it's going to be interesting now. Russia are really going to have to... Well, they have to screw their defensive plan and really come out for it, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they will.
There you go. I want to see penalties, mate. I want to see penalties just because I don't want to see Russia go through. I want to see Russia go through just purely because I like a host nation to do well. That Vida's been linked to Liverpool a few times, you know. I think.
Yeah.
He's a decent player, but he's not fantastic.
I mean, that header just pops in again, and if you've got someone on the post, it's an easy save, but they've moved off the post or they don't have somebody on the post.
Mark, I think... Oh, can you confirm this? Luis says, lol, Vida misses the next game because he's taking his shirt off and I think he was ordering a yellow.
Has he been booked?
I think so. Yeah, he's been booked, so is he ordering a yellow?
I don't know whether he got booked.
Yeah, he did. I just seen it.
I didn't see his name as somebody who was on it.
That what Louise said in the comments. I don't know whether that's true, but that'd be massive, wouldn't it? That'd be so stupid if that is the case.
I can double check because I was looking at this earlier on.
Oh, an idiot.
I suppose you get caught in the moment.
Yeah, but still.
He's not on a yellow card now.
Oh, he's not. Oh, well, there you go. Louise, fake news. But it is 2-1. It is 2-1.
Rebic, Brozovic, Korluka, Jedvel, Mandzukic, Piaka and Veselko are on yellow cards, so he's all right.
That's a lot of them. Oh, someone said the commentating is quite poor on ITV. No height for any of the goals. You know what? I was listening to Martin Keown earlier, and oh my god. Oh my god. He might be one of the worst commentators I've ever heard in my life.
Matthew Barry's got a tenner on Croatia to win it in extra time.
I mean, that's, decent odds on that, I reckon.
Go Russia. This has changed life.
Well, there's still sort of 17, 18 minutes left, including the second half, obviously. So about 3 minutes left of this first half, and then and obviously the 15 in the second. There's still time, but Russia haven't created much at all in the first 105 minutes. So I doubt they're going to create much in the last 15. Louise is adamant he does. But...
No, he doesn't. She's wrong. They've just flashed his name up with the yellow card, and there's no misses next match as well, which is total confirmation. But he wasn't on a yellow.
Yeah. Prince, did you laugh at the same thing I did?
Yeah, can't read it out. It was
No.
Vida's on a yellow now, Rekka Blake, but he wasn't on a yellow before.
No, yeah, I've just seen that yellow card thing, and it's no misses next match.
Another corner for Russia. They're pushing a bit now. We never know. We might get a Russian equaliser. They've got 15 minutes.
I hope so, mate. We were talking about how we hadn't had a goal, let alone a goal, and then it went to penalties in extra time yet. So hopefully we can get it today.
Russian manager trying to get the crowd up.
That Croatian manager looks like an IT technician. I swear. I'm adamant.
Oof. Wide. Amar says France are going to lift the World Cup. It's a dangerous World Cup to start making predictions about who's going to lift it.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying yesterday before the Brazil game, Brazil are going to lift it. The only thing they're lifting is their boarding pass.
Is it coming home though? This just
too early to be on about that.
yeah, but
You can guarantee Croatia will raise the stake. You know, they might have been poor in the knockout stages, but you can guarantee when they play England, they'll suddenly play a bit different.
yeah, I think Croatia's going to be a tough game if they obviously do go through. It will be tough. England, it is probably England's biggest test up there with Colombia. So I think Croatia are probably a better team than Colombia, to be honest.
I think if Croatia go through, obviously the dream final would be England-Belgium, which would be good for that group as well. Both in the same group.
Yes, yeah, you're right, yeah. Yeah, so look, the defender's kicking it for the keeper, so he's not kicking it. But, no, do you know Russia are going into this tournament with the lowest ranked team?
Were they?
Yeah. Look,
bloody hell, below Saudi Arabia, they must be shit.
Yeah, they were absolutely awful coming into this. Absolutely awful.
Well, they've done very well.
Yeah. Even in this game, so like they're exceeding expectations to keep it at 1-1 for as long as they did against a team with the quality of Croatia. Belgium versus Croatia final, although I'd be gutted England weren't in it, that would be a cracking final as well, wouldn't it? Belgium-Croatia.
I don't know, I think Croatia, they're going to have to do something in the semi-final if they meet there, because they've not, if they make it there, because they've not been impressive at all.
No, but in terms of like, if you like the names in it, like the teams in it, Belgium, Croatia in the World Cup final, that's fantastic to see, you know.
Well, we get a winner who's never won it before, which would be the, you know, we're only one. If Belgium can do it, we're going to get that final, which would be amazing.
I really hope so.
Of course, England have won it before. I mean, I keep saying they haven't won it before. They've never won it in my life.
66, yeah. I was watching like a highlights package of is it Italian 90 when is that when Gaza cried?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that earlier. Like apparently, if you beat West Germany, then you would have won the final. Apparently, that was.
Oh yeah, definitely. Argentina weren't very good. I mean, to be fair, the dream final in '90 would have been England-Italy. Italy got knocked out on penalties as well in the semis. Obviously, Italy the host as well. It would have been a good game. Italy knocked Ireland out as well. I think that was the quarterfinals. Oh, keeper's gone down again.
My gut is telling me this is going to pens. I'd love it to. I'd absolutely love a Russian goal. I would, but I just don't see it happening. I haven't seen enough of Russia in the first 105 minutes to make me think that they're going to get a goal in the next half of football.
Tell you what, if this keeper's actually has got a hamstring injury, he's just trying to catch something there. He's all right. He's all right. He's up.
Well, they've made the fourth substitution, haven't they?
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's half time in extra time.
Yep.
And it's 2-1 to Croatia. We've had 4 extra times. That's the first goal we've had.
Yes. Wow. Going into the second half of extra time, what do you see happening? Do you agree with me and just see Croatia seeing this one out, or do you think there's another spanner in the works?
I think it's going to be an interesting last 15 minutes because Russia are out, aren't they, if they don't go for it? So they've got to go for it. And Croatia, Croatia can beat anybody, but they're not really a team that's set out to hurt teams on the break. So
Marcus back, he is. Yes, he is back. Stopping Modric will be tough. Such a brilliant footballer. You're not wrong, Scott. You're not wrong. He's a fantastic midfielder, isn't he? Modric, one of the best in the world. I thought Dele Alli was poor today. I thought
Lingard and Ali were quite quiet, and then in the second half they combined and they got that second goal, which is what it was all about.
I think that goal was more Lingard though. I think it was all down to Lingard's early cross. Like you said, a few times with Kyle Walker and other players just screaming at the TV to put the ball in the box. But that first time cross really, I think, made the goal. It was a good ball in as well.
Is it to be Russia's last 15 minutes in this World Cup? And it's been a good World Cup, but can they do it?
I don't think so. That's the sort of positivity we want on the channel. But I just don't see that. I just think Croatia are too good. And like I said, I haven't seen enough attacking positive signs from Russia to make me believe that they're going to go out and get another goal. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing we talked about earlier, just before the full 90 finished. I was sort of saying, who's been your man of the match? And I asked the comments, and they couldn't sort of settle on one. It was split. No one could really think about one. Do you have a man of the match? I don't really.
I missed most of the second half, but no, I think they've cancelled each other out, haven't they? You probably would give it to someone like Vida if it ends up being the winning game, because the defences have played well, and if you then get up the other end and you score, then maybe him. But
yeah,
it's a shame that I've just seen some of the comments there. It's a shame that we don't have golden goal anymore, because that would be it.
Yeah, but I quite like it though. Well, you say it's a shame, but I want Russia. I want it to go to penalties, so I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy that we don't have golden goal. Kingsley says Sanders' mood is terrible today. No, mate, I'm just being just slightly more subdued. I'm quite tired, so I'm just slightly more subdued than I usually am. It's probably a good thing, to be honest.
Ex-Wolf of the Wild says if Croatia go through, England's chances decrease ever so slightly. But as I said before, when I was on before, and I think from an England point of view, from my point of view, I want them to play Croatia, because you've got to think, if you're in a semi-final, you're playing to win, and if you win, you're in a final. Belgium, France are going to be very, very tuned in, because they've had decent games. Belgium have had a good game against Japan, then Brazil, now they're getting France. France have played Uruguay and Argentina, and they're going to play Belgium. So they're going to be well seasoned by the time they come to that final. And if England have just beaten Sweden, Colombia and Russia, there's a big difference. So I think Croatia or England, whoever gets to the final, at least they're going to get a decent game before that final to, sort of sharpen them up a bit. So yeah, as much as Russia is a romance and all that, they're not really going to be a great preparation for a final for somebody.
But I don't think Croatia will be like, obviously they'll be a slightly better, but Croatia, although they've got good players, they've just been so inconsistent, and they've showed today that they're not as great as I thought they were. So
no, they have dropped off, haven't they, from there?
But what we're basing them on? We're basing them on the win against Argentina. But we've seen
who was in that group with them? Nigeria and
Iceland.
Yeah.
So Argentina aren't a good.
And we
side.
see that a lot. You see teams in the group stage that are good, and then they get in the knockout stage, and it is different. I mean, we spoke about just because you have a really good group stage doesn't mean it's the best World Cup ever. Because the World Cup can change in the knockout stage, but teams can change in the knockout stage as well, because they don't play so freely. And I think Croatia, for some reason, just haven't hit the heights of the group stage where they were quite. Maybe, and also, people don't realise it's what, 5. This is game 5 for Croatia in 3 weeks.
Yeah, so you make a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, and also, I mean, I know we haven't had it before with Croatia, but coming up to 120 minutes in football now, they're not only are they playing a lot of matches in a short period of time, but they're playing more than you usually would. In terms of, obviously you usually play 90, but imagine Modric in United's midfield. Oh my God, I don't think that's necessarily what United need, to be honest. But obviously you take him, but I'd prefer someone else. Really. But
Croatia looking to break a little bit here with a yellow card to Russia.
Alright, if it does go to penalties, which I said I doubt, but if it does go to penalties, it's going to be interesting though, isn't it? Because that Subasic clearly isn't at full fitness, right? So he's going to be moving, although he seems to be moving okay, he hasn't really been tested that much since the injury. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it.
I don't think we're going to get penalties. Don't want to be a party pooper, but
that's what I said.
If we do.
Yeah, as I said, I doubt we'll get penalties.
You never know, though. I mean, if Russia can create the right sort of opportunities, it can happen. But I don't know whether to pardon the pun, I don't know whether they've already shot their bolt. To be honest,
I think so. Yes, the United Stand is live tonight. Mark, the topics. Can you release the topic?
Let me have a look. No, I can't. There's a headline about Ronaldo, but there's a few other things as well.
There you go. It is live, though.
It is live.
Yes, you've got a player down here. Do you know who is that? Mandzukic that's down. Yeah, he didn't seem to be that right before in the first half of extra time.
So we've got roughly probably about 12 minutes left of this half.
There are a few conspiracy theories as to where you were when you were gone. I can't say them out loud, but they were funny. Marcus came up with a few.
I was trying to get my babies to sleep. To be honest, there's the answer.
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought there was a goal coming in there. So, what a day it's been.
Yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a good day of footy. Yesterday was great as well. Every day is, giving us something, isn't it? At least something. I think we had 1 or 2 days in the group stages where we were like, oh dear. But other than that.
I think, you can get... There's a lot of football, isn't there? And you can get a bit of fatigue in the World Cup. And I think this game is probably a little bit of a fatigue game. But you're going to get that...
I'm missing club football. I know you're not, and I know you're loving. I'm loving World Cup as well, but I must
admit, I'm starting to. I was literally just thinking it a couple of minutes ago. I am starting to get to that sort of point now where I'm looking forward to a bit of club football. I don't know why, as a Manchester United fan, to be honest, but
I'm just missing all the lads together, the new kits.
What a save, Subasic.
Well, I'm just about to see it, but Subasic.
I mean, I don't think it was going to go in anyway because it was right through a crowd, but. And they did have people back on the line. It wouldn't have got through anyway, but Mandzukic was behind him, but he held on to it well.
How long left, guys? So we've got 10 minutes left. We've got 10 minutes left of the second half. 9 probably. Well, plus stoppage time. How did I feel about just? I have seen that Twiz, yeah. I've seen the new leak kit, but I've seen it for about 3 or 4 months, mate. They all get leaked, don't they, so early.
I don't like it.
Nah, but I said that about
I know the tracks is something to do with the railway or something like that, but and whoever founded Manchester United, but I mean.
I said that.
I didn't like the grey kit last year with the Holy Trinity on it either.
Nah, basically, so I said that I didn't like that kit, the grey kit, and I didn't like the actual red kit at first, but then. I sort of got used to it and I was actually, you know what? It's not actually that bad. So I think just see it on and I reckon you'll get used to it. I like the, we're going to have a pink one, aren't we? We're going to have a pink one. That's a fact. And then, I like the blue one as well. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, all kits will grow on you in time. And I'm sure everyone will get to like whatever kit they've got that they don't like at the moment. But the reality is, you can also like a kit from the start, and
yeah, it's
I think
true.
The first 2 United Adidas kits I did really like as soon as I saw them, especially the home kits. But with this one, I'm like,
I loved that black one last year. I really rated that black one. It looked like just looked so nice, with like the star type things on it. We've done it on here before when we've been sitting through a stink and we've just done sort of favourite kits of the past.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we thought we were going to have quite a few of those conversations in the World Cup, and to be fair, we haven't.
No, only a few real games really. We've had that. Diving in there, Vida. Poor Subasic. Subasic seems to be moving very, very freely for a man who went down with an alleged pulled hamstring.
Russia have got a good position for a free kick here. Right hand side of the box. You whip it in, and it's not do or die yet, but if you want penalties, they're going to have to start doing something soon. See what happens with this free kick. Right side of the penalty box, level with the corner of it. He'll whip the cross in, no doubt about that. I'd put it high around Subasic, to be honest, with his dodgy hamstring.
Yeah.
There's the cross. Oh, he's got it! 2-2! Russia have equalised. Penalties are coming home. By the looks of it. Unbelievable. This World Cup just keeps giving and giving and giving, doesn't it? Woohoo!
Get in, mate. I'm sorry. Get in. Oh, well, we didn't expect it, did we? We did not expect it. I wholeheartedly believed that we were going to see Croatia go through. But Russia, never say die. Never count them out. This tournament, they've been absolutely brilliant. Absolutely unbelievable. 2-2. I haven't seen the goal yet. There we go. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. I haven't seen it yet. Ball goes into the box. It's a decent ball.
Well, it's a good cross. It's a brilliant cross.
Oh, I'm so happy for them, mate. I'm so happy for them. So happy for them. I said it tonight. I'm supporting Russia. I just love they've shown so much resilience and hunger this tournament. No one thought they'd do anything this tournament. As I said, the lowest ranked team coming into it. And, brilliant. They've hosted a fantastic World Cup. No issues in terms of violence. Everyone's loved it. I've loved brilliant. Absolutely brilliant for them. Overjoyed.
Ryan Mink says easily goal of the tournament. SB says, I don't know what he said. I was going to read it and then I read another one. Sums up the World Cup, which it does. Absolutely. Penalties, Paul Gibson.
Brilliant.
I agree with Xander. I think you get to a point with some games where you invest so much of your time in it, you think, actually I do want penalties, I want that drama. And again, Croatia just probably not even good enough to see the game out, but again, in a position where they probably should do, and they haven't done it. And MSR says, I wanted penalties, I want Russia versus England. I mean, I'm very relaxed about which way it's going to go. I really am I don't care who wins this game. I don't mind who England get in the semi-final, because at the end of the day, if you want to be in a final, I think you've got to play well. I don't want to just play Russia because it's perceivably an easier game. I mean, the reality is, after 120 minutes, nearly, it's 2-2, and Russia have been behind and they've got back in it. So saying it's an easier game is probably inaccurate. So I don't really care who England get. I just think that you can't argue with the fact that Russia deserve to be level. And
look, when we were coming into this extra time, we were talking about we haven't had a goal, and now we've got two. Now we've got 2 goals. I mean, you see the Russian fans crying. It means so much to them, and I really want Russia to go through just to see the reaction in the streets of Russia. Like when they beat Spain, it was absolutely mad over there, and I can't imagine what it'd be like if they got to a World Cup semi. The worst ranked team, the lowest ranked team coming into this tournament, and they're going to get it to penalties. They're in a quarter-final, but unbelievable.
My only worry is if it's Russia, I think England will beat Russia. Croatia would be a closer game, but I think if they play Russia, they'll beat Russia.
Well, we said that about Spain.
And my prediction, which I've been saying for quite a while, and I obviously don't want it to come true, is that England are going to do what Liverpool did, get to a final and then lose a final, which I've never experienced before. And I don't think many people have experienced losing a World Cup final before. And obviously I'll go into the World Cup final confident that we can win it, but I have had a feeling that's going to happen, and I don't want that feeling to come true.
I've experienced losing a World Cup final.
Oh yeah, Holland, yeah.
Mate, just to let you know, just to pre-warn you, it hurts. it gets you, mate. It gets you. It's awful.
Well, we've got a few people joining us extra, obviously joining us for the penalties, hopefully the penalties. Remember, subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, that's football. Everybody's welcome, doesn't matter who you're supporting, where you're from. We've done every World Cup game as a watch-along. We're doing a lot of watch-alongs next season, transfer news. So if you love football, get involved, join the debate. That's what we are, interactive. So hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. But yeah, I think we're going to get penalties now, unless we get even more drama. But yeah, it's not good enough, is it? I mean, and like you say, if Russia are the worst ranked team in this tournament, then they've boxed way above their weight, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, they just had a shot there as well.
Regardless if they win the penalty shootout.
They've not been lucky. 2-2 is 2-2, isn't it? It's not like it's 0-0 and just park the bus. They did park the bus against Spain, but in this game, they've given as much as they've got.
Yeah, definitely. And they deserve it. I'm so happy for them, mate. I'm so happy for. Regardless, if they win the penalty shootout or not, they should hold their heads up high, because to get to a quarter final is absolutely fantastic for them, let alone a semi final. So
I just had somebody saying what are the stats in this game, so I've just quickly logged on, and I can tell you that it's a very equal game in the action areas. Modric is ranked as the man of the match with a score of 8.6. which is quite high. 35% possession for Russia and 65% for Croatia. Total shots, 13 to Russia, 18 to Croatia. 5 shots on target for Russia, 3 shots on target for Croatia. Passes, 720 passes for Croatia, 393 for Russia. So that tells you the story about possession.
Yeah.
And accurate passes, 82% for Croatia, 65% for Russia. So, yeah, if Russia get through, England are going to have a lot of the ball again.
Brilliant. Well, I presume we're going into stoppage time. Is there how many minutes of stoppage time is there? Have you got it yet?
We've just hit minute 30. We'll just go into extra time in a moment. But Russia are on the attack here. Croatia should get it clear, and they have. And 1 minute. So 50 seconds for one of these teams to win it.
1 minute stoppage time. Right, give me a sec, mate. Give me a sec.
Ooh. God. Nearly threaded through Brozovic there. He would have been 1-on-1. 30 seconds to go. I think Russia are not going to do anything. It's whether Croatia can do something.
I'm back.
Come on, Croatia, says Martin Sheridan. Well, it's all going to come down to the kick of the ball. A penalty shootout. It's nice to have a penalty shootout. I hope we don't get penalties in the semi-final. I hope we don't get penalties in the final. God, that is a joke when you get a penalty shootout in a final.
When has that happened previously?
Well, I know it happened in '94 because Baggio missed. I think it's happened more recently. Didn't Italy win a penalty shootout in a final as well?
What year is that? 2002? 6?
Yeah, I think 2006 Italy. I think they might have won it on penalties. Somebody in the live comments will know.
2006, yeah, they're all saying 2006. There you go. End it now and go to pens. It will be penalties very soon. We've passed the 1 minute mark, so we're 31 minutes into this second half, but into this extra time. But wow, I mean, I'm excited, mate. Are you?
Penalties, yeah. You can't beat a bit of penalties, especially when it's not England involved. I am excited, yes. Very, very just nice to just be able to sit back and watch this and not have England in it. So
well, I'm a bit more. You just basically just want to see a good penalty shootout, but unless you've changed your mind, but I sort of really want to see Russia go through. So I'm a little bit more emotionally invested, but slightly less neutral. But Mark doesn't mind. Mark doesn't mind.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of England fans who do want Russia because they just want the perceived easier game. But I just think look at the other side of the draw. Look at Belgium and France, and do you really want to be just playing easier games? And actually, I don't think it would. The reality is, I don't think it even would be an easier game. No,
it wouldn't.
No, I mean Russia have come back into this game because they deserve to be in it. I mean, yes, they parked the bus against Spain, which a lot of teams would do, but against Croatia, they've actually had a go at it. And I think that Croatia obviously are a better team than Russia, but in this game they've not been. And who's to say they would be against England? So I'm not bothered. Whoever wins this penalty shootout wins it. And let's see what happens. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new. We're here for another penalty shootout. Politically, Russia versus England would be bad, says Jean Chris. Well, there is that, yes, I suppose. It's going to be an interesting penalty shootout because Russia did very well against Spain in theirs, and their keeper did fantastically well. And Croatia's keeper did very well against Denmark because Schmeichel was going into that on fire.
But he's got a little nick.
The pressure will be on Croatia because the crowd will be behind Russia.
He's got the Subasic, the Croatian goalkeeper, obviously went down with that hamstring injury. He wasn't kicking the ball after it, but he seemed to be moving okay. But that might affect it. He might go to sort of leap off that leg, and he might sort of jolt a little bit,
Defo.
The reason I want Russia to go through it isn't because they're the perceived easier team. I think, like you say, it will be fairly even, like in terms of Russia and Croatia, what they can bring to the party in the semi-final. I more want them to go through because I just love to see the home nation do well, and they're the underdog. So Yeah, there you go. That's the reason why I want Russia to go through. But Croatia won't lose. I mean, if you have to give you can't really predict penalties, can you? It's so difficult to do. But if you guys did in the comments, and Mark as well, if you did have to predict this, I guess you're just going off a hunch. Who would you go with?
I think Croatia are going to win on penalties. There you go. I'll go against what a lot of people want and go against the grain. I think the technicality of Croatia will see them home. But
I'll go Russia then for the stream.
It's funny though. Whoever goes through will have basically gone through last 16 and last 8 on penalties.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. Russia, but currently Russia. Come on, Croatia. Russia will win. Russia to win on penalties. Russia are going to miss Golovin in their pens. Are they? Is he off?
Must be off.
Chereshev's off, so he can't take one.
I think at this point, if you can kick a ball, you can kick a ball, innit? I mean, it's nice to have the more technical players, but yeah, Golovin went off in extra time. Smolov's on for Cheryshev. So, but on the other hand, no Perisic for Croatia.
No. What's his name? Bloody hell. No.
Kramaric.
That's the one. That's the one I was thinking of. Anyway,
Croatia will win, says Hao Nagoyan. Croatia will win, says Lovro Stoko. Croatia, says Luke Foreman. And Croatia, says Alya. Russia, says Maruf. I'm in Croatia, says Lovro. Well, good luck, pal. And I'm gonna mute so Mark doesn't spoil it, says Callum Christie. And Croatia will win. That's Lovro again. I've said it twice, so that's not the weight of opinion. Croatia are going to take it first, as Man United is my city. And I think George Watts says I think Mark will win. I'm not taking one, but I did say Croatia. I really don't mind who win. I think it's as I said it before during the England game. It's a nice position to be in as an England fan. They've both played extra time, and neither have been that convincing. So.
Well, it's like 4 days until the to the semi-final. So yeah, that extra half an hour. Don't get it twisted. It will make a difference, won't it? It will make a difference. But anyway, I'm sure you're a little bit ahead of me. So as per usual, you're going to be my radio now, mate. You're going to be my radio. So Mark will talk us through the penalties.
Okay. Philip makes a good point. Would you rather go first or second? I think I'd rather go first. I'd always rather go first, I think.
Yeah, I would as well.
Because if you miss, the pressure's on the person who's second to score to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But if they've scored, you've got to score to stay with them. So I think I'd rather always go first, yeah.
Yeah, I'd go first as well. I wouldn't like to go last. I'd bloody hate to go last. Ronaldo loves it, doesn't he? Because he wants it to be the Ronaldo moment and he's won the game. But I don't know. I'd rather go first.
Russia are going to take theirs first anyway. And Sebastian Suglas says if they can beat Spain on penalties, Russia can beat Croatia on penalties. Yeah,
you got one of the best goalkeepers in the world for Spain. Although he did David De Gea, he did make a few errors, didn't he, in that shootout?
Yeah. Joydeep says that Subasic is going to be the hero in this game.
They don't have a ball. They're missing a ball, mate.
Yeah, he's got one now. So Subasic stands up. Russia to take the first penalty. He looks nervous, but I think anybody would be for a place in the World Cup semi-final in your home country.
Yeah.
And he did. Oh, he missed it. I thought he'd found the bottom corner because the angle where we were, it looked like he just passed it into the bottom corner. What he did do is he chipped it down the middle. The keeper had already gone, just stuck his hand up and clawed back. So he chipped it. Oh, no, he didn't even do that. He chipped it the same way that Subasic went.
He did look nervous, didn't he?
Subasic almost has gone too quickly for it, but he claws it out. So
he's missed it then.
Missed the first penalty, Russia.
Well,
what
there you
a lazy penalty, says Marty. It was a poor penalty.
It was.
If you're going to do that, it's the sort of chip into the corner you do when you know the keeper's going the other way. You don't. Weird to chip it that way, with little power on it, and not know which way the keeper's going to go. But here's Croatia. Good penalty that was. I think it's Brozovic.
So it's 1-0. 1-0.
Yeah, Akinviv went the right way, but He's Brozovic has took a good penalty there.
He's a good player, Brozovic.
Very good. Keeper dives the right way, just can't get anywhere near it. In contrast to that first Russian one, very good penalty.
I really want Russia to go through, mate. I really want Russia to go through.
Well, they need to score this. The Russians don't look like they believe, which is really weird because they got themselves back into this tie from 2-1 down, and they don't seem to believe in themselves.
They look nervous.
David Lee Agnew, no, this is not the United stand. That's football. And they scored. So they've got one on the board, which is good.
Well, now, if Croatia miss now, then it's all even Stevens then, isn't it?
It is, yes. So, and this was a good penalty because he did just... I don't think he looked at the keeper either. I think he just picked his spot, and if the keeper went the right way, he would have saved it. But they do look... The Russians look nervous, Juan White. I agree with you. But it's 1-1, but Russia have had 2 penalties, one of which they've missed. This is Croatia's second penalty. If they score this, they stay ahead. And it's Kovacic, who's number 8, isn't it? So Kovacic steps up. Abidun says that Croatia are going to win. Kovacic, he's got a good technique about him. And he's missed. He's missed. Akinviv going the right way again. I tell you what, he's been very impressive. Very impressive on penalties.
Come on.
To his left.
We're in it. Good. 1-1. Even
Doesn't
Stevens.
look like it's a bad penalty.
Is it
not a lot of power on it because he's sort of scuffing it into. If you watch that back, a lot of the power's being taken away because he's passing it along the ground and the ground's taking the power out. But if the keeper goes the wrong way, he doesn't get near it. He goes the right way and he makes the save. 1-1.
Come on.
2 penalties.
Come on.
Russia need to score this now. Put a little bit of pressure onto Croatia. They've got a reprieve. 2 penalties each. 1-1.
It's all well and good saving the penalty, but if you miss your next one, then it's no good.
And he has.
He's missed it.
He put it wide. The keeper was getting nowhere near it.
What is this? This is a mad penalty shootout, isn't it?
Pressure. This is pressure. That's what it is. And it's just a poor penalty.
They just look nervous. They don't look up for it, do they, the Russians?
No.
Not at all. You can just see it. You can just see it in their
Daniel
faces.
says it's a terrible penalty, and it was. There was no conviction at all.
He toe punted that.
Blasts it.
I'm pretty sure he toe punted it.
So penalty number 3 for Croatia, and it's Modric.
He's going to score, isn't he? Modric will score.
Darren Sweetman says that penalty's still going wide. It's not stopped. Yeah, it wasn't a very good penalty. Probably one of the worst ones we've seen in the tournament so far. Poor, says Solomon Mike.
That first Russian one was poor.
Modric, I think he'll score.
Yeah, he'll score. Although he missed the one against.
Oh, it's gone in. Oh, I tell you what, when you see that back, lucky. He goes low to Akinviv, who's gone the right way with every single penalty. Gets a hand on it, but it still goes in.
It's gonna be Croatia now, isn't it? 2 penalty shootouts they'll win then.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want England and them to go to penalties because they seem quite good at them.
Well, if Russia miss this and Croatia score the next one, they're through.
Oh mate, how did that not stay? How did that not stay out? He saved it. Hit the post and it.
It's over, says Raymond Van Canny. If Russia score this, which he has, good penalty that was. So
they need to.
That's still it. Still there. Penalty 4 for Russia. They've scored 2. Croatia about to take their 4th penalty. If they score, it puts them ahead. If they miss, it's all level again. That was a good penalty. It's just that lad who came up with the 3rd penalty. I mean, what he was doing, he shouldn't be taking penalties if he hit something like that. Is Vida.
Please.
The interesting thing is the Russian goalkeeper's gone the right way with every single one.
Yeah.
If he can keep that up, it's...
Oh, mate.
Vida. And it was a good penalty, and he went the wrong way that time, the keeper. You wonder if he's used up all his...
lives.
Yeah. So, Russia need to score their penalty, and then if Croatia score theirs, they've won anyway. If Russia miss this, it's over. If they score and then Croatia score, it's over as well.
I reckon they'll miss.
Remember, subscribe everyone if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We might just be about to see who's going to play England. Russia need to score this just to stay in it. Here he comes. Lovely penalty.
Nice.
It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. This is the penalty then. Russia score, but if Croatia score their last one, they will win the penalty shootout.
So it's scored to win. They have to save it.
That was a lovely penalty. Smooth.
They have to save it to get it down to sudden death, don't they?
Yeah. And it's Rakitic. Martin Sheridan says Mark to take the next one. Oh, yeah. I've been called up for Croatia. Rakitic is too composed to miss, says Tabish. This is it to put Croatia in the World Cup semi-final. Here he comes. And he does it. Never in doubt. He was looking at the goalkeeper as well. He was waiting to see what was going to happen. And that time the keeper went the wrong way. And Rakitic puts Croatia into a World Cup semi-final against England.
So there you go. Croatia go through. It will be Croatia or England in the World Cup final, which, on the face of things, isn't that bad, is it? But to be honest with you, I think Croatia deserved the win today. I do. I think in open play they were probably slightly better, but they just couldn't finish their chances. But they win it on penalties. 5-4? I think it was on penalties. So Russia crashed out. They've done well.
4-3. Sorry.
They've 4-3. And Russia crashed out. They've reached their limit, I think. I feel sorry for him. That one where he saved it, hit the post, and it just went in. So unlucky, but they do crash out. Initial thoughts, mate?
I'm more than happy playing Croatia in the semi-final as an England fan. I get why people wanted Russia, but I do think if you want England to win the World Cup, they need a warm up. They need a proper game in the semi-final, and I think Russia have been good for this tournament, but they've been playing way above what their level is, and Croatia are a good team. And that'll be a tougher task for England, which is I think England need a tough task in the semi-final, or Croatia as well. So two good semi-finals: Croatia, England, Belgium, France. Very intriguing. Can't wait for them both to happen, and we'll be covering them both on That's Football.
Nice one.
Just to say as well, I'm going to move over to the United Stand now. I've put a top comment in the video description is the link for it. So if you're interested in Manchester United. I'm going over onto the United Stand. I'm a little bit late, but I'm going to start that literally in the next few minutes. So I'll get off and I'll see you on there. Thanks for having me on, Xander.
No worries, mate. Cheers for coming on. Speak to you in a bit. I'm going to end it now, as Mark said. He's going to go over to the United Stand. So head over there if you're interested in that. But Russia crash out of the World Cup and Croatia progress to the semi-finals. Croatia, England, France, Belgium. Who's going to make it to the final? I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for joining me.